Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. We are continuing to explore Innistrad Crimson Vow in Standard here today. Got 6 more brews to put to the test. And I know, Corey, you're pretty excited about your set.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped, I mean, there were a lot of cards that kind of ignited some of the previous cards that I really liked, as well as just some really cool additions, some other aggro decks that I hope can pop up instead of just the mono green, mono white. I did build a monocolored aggro deck for later as well, and I still think those are kind of the best ones because you get Faithless Haven and stuff, but yeah, really excited about the decks. I think there's a lot of cool ones from your side as well. You built some spicy ones.
And I will actually be starting with a 2-color aggro deck.
Ooh.
I know Vampires looked pretty good on Tuesday.
Yeah,
honestly,
and we even got a couple other cards throughout the day. So
now I do think that is has a large part to be due to Valdarin Estate. That's it. The Vampire Land.
Oh, yep.
So I'm going to be trying out a 2-color zombie deck. This is Dimir, only 2 dual lands, so I'm a little worried about the mana base, but it is very heavy black.
Okay.
There's only 3 blue cards in the main deck, but 2 of them are 2-drops, so I definitely want blue on turn 2 if I can get it, which means the slow land might be a little tough.
A little awkward, yeah.
But there's a lot of power to be had with the Dimir side. You got the sort of Half-Lord and Blade Stitch Skob. You got Skull Skob as another exploiter, and that's definitely a sort of sub-theme of zombies here, is the exploit creatures. So I'm playing Fellstinger as well. I think Fellstinger is really good. Anytime you can affect the battlefield while generating card advantage, you're in really good shape. And having a 3-2 with Death Touch, which means it attacks into Smoldering Egg cleanly, it means it trades up against mono green so that you can effectively trade while you're up cards, which is what you want to be doing.
Yeah, exactly. And sack something like Shambling Gas or something like that to get some value.
Jadar.
Yeah, the token from Jadar is really nice too. I like that a lot.
And then Headless Rider as another way to take advantage of exploit and just be a generally good creature. The main blue card I really want to try out, though, is Necro Duality. A card that looks very sort of commandery.
Yeah.
But it can do some really powerful stuff, especially in combination with these other new creatures. When I'm making multiple Fellstingers and then sacking multiple creatures and drawing 4 cards off of it, or doing that when I have Headless Rider in play, maybe 2 Headless Riders from a Necro Duality, and making a bunch of tokens also when I'm exploiting and drawing cards, you can really see how that engine can quickly snowball out of hand.
Yeah, that sounds sweet. I normally do not root for you to beat me at any given day, but if I lose any games, I hope it's to that. That sounds pretty fun.
Yeah. And a couple cool ones on the sideboard. Sorin, just a good Planeswalker to bring in removal heavy matchups. And I'm trying out some Geralfs in the sideboard. This is a card that I think you could pretty easily main deck. I didn't quite find room for it. I think it's at its best in matchups like mono green, where the battlefield's going to stall. Okay. And you just want to give your creatures flying and get in there at the end. So makes it a pretty good sideboard card to me. And then that sacrifice ability also goes well with things like Headless Rider and just the exploit theme of the deck. So
yeah, that does seem sweet in just mono green matchup. Just being able to have that one attack over, because they can go really wide with Chariot and stuff like that. So that does seem pretty nice.
So you end up with these battlefields of just a million 2/2s staring at each other. And having that one card that can break through can be really helpful.
Sounds like Innistrad Limited, really. A lot of 2/2 zombies staring at each other. So from my end, I'm going to be playing a little bit of a Is It Dragon list. Bringing back Galazeth Prismari. Not even playing the new dragon. I forget the 4-mana 4/4 that makes token. It's not really like that. I really want to be a creature deck. I want to have a good removal on 2, play Wandering Mind to be able to maybe find Alchemist Gambit a little bit later, or another removal spell, find Expressive Iteration, stuff like that. I can even find land. I have a lot of spell lands.
Spikefield Hazard, Shadow Spell Smashing.
Exactly, yep. I wanted to make sure this was also a Chandra deck, so everything's red. Everything is red except, Expressive Iteration, Galazeth Prismari, but they're blue-red. So absolutely everything can be hit off the +1 ability. And that was the major pull to it. I also wanted all of these 4-mana dragons to be able to come out a little bit quicker. So I have 4 Orb of the Dragon kind. I'm assuming that's what it's called. But having 4 of those orbs in there to be able to speed it up a little bit, ramp into Galazeth Prismari, maybe do some crazy things with Goldspan Dragon, and, just try it out. Though also playing the new fashionably late land for Is It. Incredible in this deck, but I'm another deck that just has the 8 duels. You know, granted, now the cards that I'm splashing for, they're 3-drops or more. You know, I mean, Expressive Iteration being the kind of not a 3-drop, but it truly is a 3-drop most of the time. And then Wandering Mind and Galazeth Prismari, so these are pretty late things, so the mana base shouldn't be too bad. I do have Alchemist Gambit for double blue, but by that point, 1 treasure with Goldspan Dragon, treasure with Galazeth, mana really shouldn't be a problem. It's just if the shell is good, you know?
Yeah.
But not playing Allruns here, because we're just playing the other Time Walk, maybe have certain situations because I have so many aggressive dragons that I can just play it for 3 and kind of, you know, attack, play Gambit for 3, and then next turn, like, play another Goldspan Dragon and attack for 12 or something to finish you off. So
yeah, I can definitely imagine games where you have curves like, you know, turn 3 Wandering Mind, turn 4 Galazeth Prismari, turn 5 Goldspan Dragon, play a 3-mana Time Walk, and you're just dead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you play 1 more Goldspan or something, or even that's lethal on its own, you know. Wandering Mind is it's a weak creature, and it very well could be the weakest card in the deck, but I want it to be good, and, you know, that's the whole point of this preview season is to test it out, so I'm excited to try it.
Let's see it. I'm going to be on the play here for game 1.
Okay.
And my hand is not great, but it's a keep.
A zombie-licious hand. Okay. My hand is great, so I'll keep.
I will lead on a Shambling Ghast.
Okay. The all-powerful. I have a Lava Glide Pathway, and I'll pass to you.
Okay, attack for 1.
Okay, I'll take it.
19.
And go.
Play a swamp and pass.
All right. Okay, that was an interesting draw. I just have a land and a pass.
Attack for 1.
Okay, I'll take it.
Brings you to 18.
Yep.
I will play a swamp and play a Fell Stinger.
Fell Stinger. Okay. Yeah, your exploit resolves.
Okay, I will sack the Shambling Ghast, have myself draw 2, lose 2, and I'll make a treasure.
Okay, you go to 18. You got a treasure.
And I will pass the turn.
All right, I'll Dragon's Fire this. And I'll untap. Was an interesting draw. Think I just want to play this then. Yeah, I'll play Chandra. Dress to kill. Shoot to thrill. I'm gonna just. I mean, I'm not gonna cast anything. Do I want to, like, exile? I guess it just doesn't matter. I'll add mana and I'll pass to you. Or I guess I'll deal 1 to you, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
17.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see what Necro Duality can do.
I'm scared.
No one dropped to follow it up.
I am scared.
Hopefully my next couple turns will be very good. I'm just worried about, like, double Goldspan Dragon out of Corey here.
Yeah, okay. So 1 to you. I'm going to add red.
16.
And I have a Galazeth Prismari.
Okay.
Get a treasure. And I'm going to just play this Spike-Filled Tapped, and I'll pass to you. And hope this turn isn't too bad.
Got an island. Gonna start with a Headless Rider.
Okay.
I will get a copy of it.
Okay. Yep. What's up? Okay.
Now I will cash in this treasure.
Okay.
And play another Fell Stinger.
Okay. Well,
so
you're dead. You're dead, exactly. I got 7, 8 each turn. I got 16 damage. You're just dead.
Well, I was gonna do cool things.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm gonna put the exploit trigger on the stack, put the duality trigger on the stack, let the duality trigger resolve, get a copy of it. So now I have 2 exploit triggers on the stack.
Yeah.
The first one will sacrifice this Fell Stinger. I'll get 2 regular zombie tokens.
Yeah.
And the Headless Rider. Draw 2, lose 2. And then the second one will sacrifice this, and I'll get 2 more zombie tokens and draw 2, lose 2.
Yeah, so you're really dead now that you dealt yourself 4 extra damage, but
so I'd be at I'd be at 12 with 14 power in play, and 7 cards in hand.
Yeah, but instead I'll untap, I'll deal 1 to you, I'll play Goldspan Dragon, I'll attack, get a second treasure, sack it, take an extra turn, and do it again. Not bad. Not bad.
Next turn, I was going to have second Necro Duality Blade Stitch Scob.
Yeah.
Pump my team 3 times.
Yeah.
I was going to attack for 32.
Well, you didn't have the time. I would say if only you were going first, but you were going first. I had a nice little draw.
Turn
Just
2 Rage, turn 3 Chandra, turn 4 Galazeth, turn 5 kill you.
yeah. Wow. That was quite impressive, actually. I kind of figured, I mean, that's one game, of course, that doesn't mean much, but there are just some really nice synergies, and this is kind of what I envision as a mono red deck now, instead of like the old template of super hyper aggressive red. I think the dragons are still pretty pushed, and Alchemist's Gambit almost seems like this style of deck card instead of like a galvanic iteration kind of time walk card,
So much more aggressive card.
Yeah, exactly. Just having that 3 mana ability to just, do it for situations exactly like that just seems really sweet. So, yeah, I'm impressed. What do you think, Chad? How does that feel? Let's get a question from him.
Yeah, they're extra turn cards, real good.
Yeah. Are we scared in chat? Because I'm a little scared as well, chat. So that might be a little rough. Now we just have a more versatile time walk. Great.
Did have a question about another lord that got previewed.
Okay, what do you got?
Edgar, Charmed Groom, 2 and a white and a black legendary creature.
2 white
vampire,
and a black.
Yeah, it's 4 mana.
Okay.
Other vampire creatures you control get +1/+1. When Edgar Charmed Groom dies, return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control, and it's a 4/4.
Okay.
The flip side is Edgar Markov's Coffin, legendary artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 white and black vampire creature token with lifelink and put a bloodline counter on Edgar Markov's Coffin. Then, if there are 3 or more bloodline counters on it, remove these counters and transform it.
Interesting. What do you think of that? I mean, it's a weird color pair, right? Like, we haven't seen a black-white deck in a while,
Since
right?
Orzhov Vampires a couple years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was a long time ago, though, Like, the Orzhov hasn't had, too much support, I guess. But, yeah.
But with, it's definitely possible to splash that card in a Rakdos deck with 8 pathways and 4 Voldaren Estates, right?
And maybe, like, Kalan or whatever, the...
Yeah,
black-red card.
Yeah, you can do that too. But just 12 lands is enough to splash a 4-drop.
Yeah, I agree.
And the Rakdos Vampire deck I was playing last week had 8 basics. You just replace those with the appropriate pathways for white mana, and you've got yourself 12 sources for it to make the splash easy. It's definitely a pretty good card. Being a 4-drop is a little expensive. To me, it almost feels like kind of a standalone card. Like you could just play that by itself and be happy with it. So
yeah, you don't have a sack engine to maybe get rid of it or anything, but like who cares, right?
Yeah, it's still just 4 mana 4/4 that generates card advantage. Like you can't really kill it. A little awkward when there's so many bounce spells being played right now.
Very true, yeah.
So that's my concern with it, is that it doesn't really fit the metagame, but it seems like a pretty powerful card.
Yeah, we'll see if the metagame shifts, maybe to have a lot more direct damage instead of bounce. We don't know for sure if this is a Epiphany deck is going to stand the test of time. I mean, I'm sure it will. My guess is it's still going to be around, but you never know. Maybe this Vampires deck is just too fast for it. And I could see that. I mean, it's going to have to be restructured if I think about that Vampire deck from the Is It Turns side. I was cutting basically like as much 2-mana removal as I could to be better in the mirrors and stuff like that. Like, you just can't do that, Like,
there was also another question.
What do you got?
Kind of related to the Vampires deck, and was from Tuesday. Do you think that like Immerstorm Predator has a spot in vampire decks, because that kind of is like it's a secret vampire.
It is a secret vampire. I mean, if it doesn't have a place in it, these vampire decks are going to be insane because that card is busted.
It just, you need a specific kind of deck. I'm not sure how sacrificey all the other vampires are.
Yeah.
So while it is a vampire, it doesn't really go with the rest of what vampires is doing. It's zombies that are trying to sacrifice.
Yeah. Well, you could sacrifice that card we were just talking about. Yeah. There we go. That's a bad start.
Yeah, mine is also quite bad.
Wow.
This is just the mana, like the 2-color aggro mana base coming back to bite me. If I had Black Source, Blue Source, I could keep this. Although it still wouldn't be very good. So.
May I interest you in dragons? Think I'll mulligan that one. Even that, would this be the ultimate Corey keep? Just on the draw? I got a land. Almost would have got there. Almost would have got there. I hit 3 lands and then another gold span. Right, hit 2 lands and then another gold span, I mean.
3 lands would be getting it.
Yeah, 3 lands would be great.
Probably still be dead.
Probably, yeah. Just playing 4 mana 4/4s against your zombie hordes.
Yeah.
All right. Let's try this again. Both down to 6. All right. Yeah, I don't really have any ways to take that enchantment off the battlefield, so that is worrisome. Yeah. But also, divide by 0 is pretty worrisome when we get back to the real world, you know?
Real world. I'm playing divide by 0 next round.
Yeah, exactly. The real world next round. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to keep.
And we'll be keeping as well. Question is what I'm getting rid of. I think it's going to be this.
All right, bring it on.
And now I have to think about what exactly I am going to...
Yeah, I got a tough decision, too, as far as land drops.
Yeah, because I have Shipwreck Marsh, and I have 1-drop, 2-drop, so I could just try to curve.
Yeah.
Which I think is best, because I'm going to want to play this first anyway. So let's just play Champion, and if we brick on turn 2, I'd still rather have Champion down first.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, oh, I got land pass.
Attack for 1.
I'll hazard it.
Shipwreck Marsh, you're up.
All right, I got this as a blue land, and I'll pass to you.
I'll play Jadar.
Before you get to do anything, I'll kill that.
You're up.
All right. That wasn't great. I got an iteration. I got that up there. I want this to my hand. This on bottom. And pass to you.
I'm just going to make the awkward play of Fellstinger sack itself.
Oh, okay. You mean you're just, God, you're just reading the bones, huh?
Yeah, no scries.
Okay, so you're at 18?
Yep.
All right, I got a Galazeth Prismari, and I'll pass to you.
Come on.
This is only for instance and sorcery.
Infernal Grasp of Galazeth.
Okay.
16.
Okay.
You're up.
No lands. All right, I'm going to play Chandra, tick up, deal you damage.
15.
And I'm going to play The Wandering Mind, collect a company for spells. So I either have a removal spell or the iteration. And I think I'm pretty fancy for the removal spell, so I'll go like that, and I'll pass to you.
I'll play Jadar and get a Decayed Zombie.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Player or Planeswalker. Alrighty. Let's go with... I'm going to tick up, exile the top card. I'll cast it. Oh, boy. Okay. Then I'll attack for 6 and get another treasure.
I'm a 9.
Okay, but wait, there's more. I'm going to sack these 2, play Galazeth Prismari, get a treasure, and pass to you. That wasn't bad. Rob, this deck might be good.
You broke it, Corey.
I think I did it. Straight did it. Chandra's been impressive. It's either that bridge gap where you get to, like on turn 4, play it, tick up, do a 2-mana removal spell and then untap with it, or just now maybe do some
Infernal Grasp, the Galazeth.
I'm going to float a red mana. Yeah, okay.
Play Blade Stitch Scob.
I'll kill it.
I'm dead.
All right.
I'm going to 7. And you just have 7 in the air.
Yep. Just going to tick this up and just get to play 2 Moonveil Regions next turn and draw a card. No big deal. Okay, well, a incredibly awkward showing from you. You drew a lot of cards and still didn't hit your 4th land drop. That's pretty unlucky. But yeah, we're going to head to the sideboard games here, see what we got going on there. I know I got some extra removal spells I want to bring in. So we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back with more sideboarding here on Versus Live.
Welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Dimir Zombies and Is It Dragons. On my side of things, just bringing in a few duresses here, try to, break up some of these curves that Corey has had. I'm going to trim 1 Necro Duality just because the card has pretty high diminishing returns.
Yeah, a little bit.
And yeah, your ability to just kind of go over the top of it with the dragons means I don't want to flood on them. And then Blade Stitch Scob becomes a liability against heavy removal decks. And post board in this matchup, you're going to have a ton of removal. As you can see, Corey's bringing in 7 removal spells, so the lords get worse.
Yep, that's true. So from my end, I'm taking out the orbs because I don't have to be this super fast dragon deck. I'm completely fine going removal on 2, iteration on 3, Galazeth plus Frostbite on 4 or something instead of trying to ramp into it. On the play, I think I still would just bring them back in. Really a play draw card that is very good when you're able to be really proactive. I'm actually taking out some of the Time Walks. I know it's our new flashy cards, but whenever you turn into this, I just want to kill creature decks. You're not trying to be that Splinter Twin combo of Goldspan into Alchemist Gambit for the win. Bringing in 4 Frostbites, slightly awkward in this list because I'm not playing the Forge, whatever the Is It Snowland. I don't want
Volatile Fjord.
Yeah, I don't want that many tap lands, but I'm just playing all my basics and then the 8 dual lands. Figure that's enough. Even if this is on turn 5, it deals 3, or just a shock for the previous turns, that's fine. And then if you go super wide with Jadar and a bunch of Decayed Zombies, have some Cinderclasms to slow you down. That's the plan. All right, Rob, you got any questions for us while we shuffle up?
Do you have a few cards here that people have been asking about?
Ooh, we got some new ones. Yeah, I'm sure we got some since I looked yesterday. So.
Yeah, so first up is a new control finisher that chat seems pretty excited about.
Okay. Shaheen probably is also excited.
It's called Hullbreaker Horror.
Okay.
It is 5 blue. Creature Kraken Horror, flash. The spell can't be countered. Whenever you cast a spell, choose up to 1. Return target spell you don't control to its owner's hand, or return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, and it is a 7/8.
Wow. Seems incredible. So whenever I can play like Consider, and I can remand my opponent's spell, right?
Yeah. Unsubstantiate.
Yeah, unsubstantiate, but...
It's basically unsubstantiate whenever you cast a spell.
Yeah, exactly. Just because it bounces a permanent or something as well. Wow. Yeah, that card seems pretty good. I mean, the fact that it has flash, I think, is actually going to make that card playable. If it didn't have flash, like that's just a big card, and then your opponent untaps, takes turns, and wins the game. But I actually really like that card. I think that's good.
Yeah, reminds me a lot of Tidespout Tyrant, which is seen a lot play as a reanimation target in Legacy.
Yeah.
Obviously, being able to bounce your opponent's lands with the Tidespout was a big part of that, and this can't do that, but it also can control spells, which is really nice.
I can see it being pretty good in these kind of Dimir decks with like a bunch of Considers, like the Witch, the Sedgemoor Witch decks.
Yeah.
You put that as your top end, and then just like you have 2 Considers in your hand, and you're like, what are you going to do? Like when normally it's like, oh, I have 2 Considers. That card's not, anything special, but card seems good to me.
Yeah, it seems like a solid finisher.
Yeah.
You obviously don't want to play very many of them.
Yeah, like a 2 of kind of thing.
One to 2 of.
Yeah.
But definitely worth trying out.
Yeah. We'll try that one out. I'll make one of those decks just control style, maybe even in the main.
It's also just a gigantic creature that can ambush things.
Yeah. That is a big creature, and not being able to be countered. But once again, I feel like we're going to be saying this a lot. The Lovestruck Beast test of this format is, it gets divided by 0, though. Which is going to be real. But if you can do it on end step, it's not as game breaking.
Oh, this is the best hand I've had so far.
Okay, my hand is another really bad one, so I'm mulligan this. Mulligan that. You got one more for us, Rob?
I do.
What
This
you got?
is the opposite end of the spectrum. It's a red aggressive creature.
Okay.
Cemetery Gatekeeper. 1 red for a creature vampire with first strike. That's a 2/1. When Cemetery Gatekeeper enters the battlefield, exile a card from a graveyard. Whenever any player plays a land or casts a spell, if it has the same type as the exiled card, Cemetery Gatekeeper deals 2 damage to that player.
For 1 mana, it's a 2/1 first striker?
No, 1 in a red.
Oh, 1 in a red. Okay. I was like,
And it played-
dang.
It's the same. Whenever they play a card of this, if it
Same
shares a
type.
type.
So, like, if I were to exile Fabled Passage, every time they play a land, they take 2?
Yeah, it just
I believe
becomes
that's the way
Mishra.
that it's worded. It is translated, so hopefully it's
Yeah.
translated
Okay.
correctly, but
Card seems good.
Yeah. Just as an Anka
Well, it
Mishra in
says same
formats of
t-
fetch lands.
Well, it's
Yeah.
the same type, so would it be land or would it be like if they a mountain? That I'm not.
Yeah, do they mean type or I guess? Well, no, land is a type.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
that
if that translation is right, it should act as Ankh of Mishra in formats with fetch lands.
seems good to me. I'll keep my hands
Also,
medium.
people are saying it's same type, and this might just be a mistranslation, which makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
You mean same name? You think
Same
it's
name.
Same name. That
would make it
that
much
makes a
worse.
lot more sense and would make it much worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still a 2/1 first striker.
Yeah.
That's still pretty good.
I'll lead on a champion.
Champion. Mountain Goat. Mountain Goat.
Shambling Ghast.
Shambling Ghast. Yep.
I was very much expecting my champion against Blakefield Hazard.
Okay, so chat seems undecided. People are saying that the rest of
But it
the
will get frostbite.
the rest of the cycle mentions type, so this should still mention type, but
Okay.
I guess we'll have to see when the official one gets put in the gallery tomorrow. or
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Got the Cinderclasm pass.
Okay. I got a land. And I'll pass to you.
Attack for 1.
I'll take it.
19.
Yep.
Play a Headless Rider.
Okay.
You're up.
Oh, that's the
But a non-token.
dies.
Yeah,
Create a
zombie
2/2. Okay.
Echoes.
Okay. I wish this was a Spikefield Hazard I drew or a Cinderclasm. It is not.
And if you Cinderclasm me, I would just get 2 2/2s.
Oh, yeah.
And a treasure.
Okay, I got the Wandering Mind.
If you want to do that, that's fine.
Yeah, that's not great. Okay.
I've never felt more insulated against Cinderclasm with a board of 2/1 toughness creatures.
I will take Spikefield Hazard, and I'll pass to you. Wandering Minds feels pretty sweet, I'm not gonna lie.
Attack for 4.
So I could block and you get a 2/2 off that, right? Or I could say screw it, try to untap. Yeah, I'll take it.
You go to 15.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
All right. Awkward. I'll attack.
18.
And, God, it's so awkward. If you don't have something to play, you probably either have removal or some blue cards in your hand. So I think I'm just gonna go land go.
Attack for 4.
All right, I'll try to kill this. I don't know if you have deadly disputes or whatever, but
You have 3 cards in hand.
yep. I'm thinking about killing your own creature, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a 2/2.
So I'm gonna go to 14. You're gonna go to 18, and you get a Justin Parnell.
Yeah. Or I'm going to go to 16. So
Okay.
attack last turn for 2.
Oh, that's right.
And I'll pass the turn.
One tap. I have a land, and I'll attack for 2.
14 all.
Then I'll play Moonveil Regent, and I'll pass to you. I'll kill that. So you go to 12, and yep, pass to you.
Attack for 1.
All right. I thought you were slamming
13.
a blue card.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm at 13. Okay.
You're up. I'd like to draw an exploit creature, please.
Yeah, that would be good. Okay, I'll attack for 2.
I'm at 10.
Pass to you.
Attack for 2.
11.
Pass the turn.
It's a crunch fest. Ooh. Wandering Mind. That was a good one. Give me those expressive iterations. Nope, but Chandra's not bad. Alright. Yeah, non-creature. Okay, attack for 2.
I'm at 8.
Play this, deal 1 to you.
7.
Pass to you. This deck is good. I mean, of course you've had awkward draws, but it just feels pretty decent.
Attack Chandra.
Okay. Chandra's at 2.
You're up.
Oh, draw. I'll exile a card. So I just don't get to play it or anything,
No.
right? Okay. I'll play a land and attack for 4.
I go to 3.
Pass to you. I was gonna draw and exile a Frostbite. You've been having some great draws with that zombie deck.
That's through 4 straight lands.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we got time to at least play a pity game. Yes, we do, because I don't want to stop playing this deck.
My drawing game 1 was great. It's just you had the nuts.
Yeah. Yep. No, I had the nuts every game but that game. But even just drawing a late game wandering ones there is insane. Like the Chandra to give me longevity, or finding like an expressive iteration. All of a sudden, this 3-mana 2/1 turns into 3-mana 2/1 draw 2.5 cards.
Yeah, digging 6 is a lot.
Yeah, it really is. And when you get to play a lot of spell lands, you insulate on your misses. Even just 7 of them, like I have right now, just seems really nice with that to have the option where that card gets you a land or a removal spell or a draw spell.
Yeah, not
Or
only
Planeswalker.
makes it more reliable, it gives it more versatility.
Yeah. No, I think that card's a nice one. It's there's not always the best turn 3 plays, but I guess with this deck you have Orb into turn 3 4-mana Dragon, which is insane. And then I think this is a very good Moonveil Regent deck. Just any deck that can have some multicolored cards. That card has been in Gruul Shells with just Chariot, Reckless, Stormseeker, but everything in that deck, I'm thinking John Emmanuel Dupraz deck.
Yeah.
Basically everything in that deck is one colored, but having Wandering One, Galazeth Prismari, and Expressive Iteration, that can on the stack draw you 2 cards, and then with Expressive Iteration, it's just 2-mana draw 4. It's pretty nice. I think it's better than the 4-mana whenever you cast an instant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that card.
It is a little bit better with the Time Walk to be able to play the new dragon.
Yeah.
Just be more aggressive that way. But outside of Time Walk games, I would say Moonveil.
Yeah, because there's some games that I've had with Moonveil where it's just you just play 3 spells in a row and you just have a 1-spell hand and it looks absurd. I'll keep my hand.
What is this hand doing?
Probably flooding out of control.
No, it's a 2-lander, but they both
Okay.
enter tapped.
Okay.
Which means it's both slow and needs lands and doesn't have gas. Yeah, it's just not good enough.
My hand is nice. I'll keep. And do you have a question, Rob?
Yeah, I've got a couple cards here people
All right.
curious about. So first up, we'll go to another red card.
Okay.
Ill-Tempered Hermit. 2 red creature human werewolf. Whenever Ill-Tempered Hermit is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target. And for 1 and a red, the card gets +2/+0 until end of turn, and obviously has day bounce, since it's a werewolf. That's 3/3. The backside, Howling Pack's Avenger is a werewolf, and whenever a permanent you control is dealt damage, Howling Pack's Avenger deals that much damage to any target. And 1 and a red, it also gets the +2/+0 until end of turn, and it is a 4/4.
Doesn't seem powerful enough to me, but it seems like it's going to be a great limited card.
Seems like a card that is good in creature matchups.
Yeah, creature match good against other red-based creature decks that are using direct damage to deal.
I mean,
with
even
right?
the green decks are using fight-based removal.
That's a good point too. Yeah,
you've got them covered as well. And then even in white, where they can exile it, you're attacking and trading a lot, so you end up turning a lot of those trades into 2-for-1s or trading up. Smaller creatures for bigger creatures.
Yeah.
So
that card seems like it'll be a product of the removal base that's in the format. If it's a lot of divide by zeros and black base removal, probably pretty bad.
yeah. And
If it's a lot of dragon fires, it might be pretty good.
But the question becomes, is it good enough as a sideboard card, even in metagames that aren't really dense with red removal and creature decks? Because there's always going to be some of those around. And is this a powerful enough effect in those matchups to be worth precious sideboard space?
Yeah.
In the right metagame, it's obviously very main deckable.
Yeah, and is it worth it being played over Azeka's Chariot, over Arlen, like some of the insanely powerful 4-drops?
Is this a red-green? It's
Just red, but, red-green is usually where your werewolves are coming from.
Sure.
Of course, it could be a mono-red deck, but...
You can definitely put this in a mono-red deck.
Yeah, yeah. But then is it better than the Thunder Region or whatever, the red drop I'm playing?
Yeah, there's a lot of options.
Yeah. So I'm putting it as a thumbs down personally, but I could see, like you said, some places where
it's
it's
the right
good.
metagame, the right matchups.
Yep.
Not a universally powerful card.
Yep. How's that one? Do you have a universally powerful hand?
It's a good hand.
Okay.
I think I will put this one back.
Alrighty.
And lead on a swamp.
A swamp. I have a. I'm gonna start with a coast, and I'll pass to you.
Clearwater Pathway, Jadar, and step get a Decayed Zombie.
You got one.
If y'all at home have noticed, I'm using 2 different zombie tokens here. The Justin Parnells are going to be regular zombies, and these much more decayed-looking ones are going to be decayed zombies.
Much more decayed. All right, I'm gonna play a mountain, and I'll pass to you.
I will attack for 3.
Okay, I'll take it. 17.
I will play a Headless Rider.
Headless Rider, eh? That's when they die kind of thing. Or another non-token. I was like, yeah, I think you should have played that before, but yeah, it's not another
non-token.
Okay, that resolves, and I'll Spike Field Hazard it.
And step get a zombie.
You got it. Okay, I will Expressive Iteration.
Yep.
Pick this card. For a second, my brain just blanked. I was like, do I reveal that? I've been casting this card so much, and yeah, it's one of those days. Okay, I'll pass to you.
Dress you.
Okay, I got cards. So you can choose between these. These creatures will be hanging. Got my one of Time Walk in hand.
I'll take Cinderclasm.
That makes sense.
Play a land, attack for 3.
I'll take it.
Get a zombie and then step.
All right, 14.
You can go.
Interesting. I kind of want to hit a land, so I kind of want a Wandering Mind. But I kind of want a Chandra. I think I want to go for the land, so I'm going to try it. Guess. Okay, pass to you.
Attack for 2.
12.
Play Champion of the Perished.
Okay.
And step get a Decay Zombie, counter on the champion.
Okay. A draw. A lot of options. A lot of options.
The real question is if Goldspan is one of those options.
It is not. Because then it wouldn't be an option. Then it wouldn't be too much deciding here. So I think instead I'm going to say go.
Say go, he
Yep.
says. Would have expected Chandra plus Dragon's Fire the champion here, so what else are you holding up?
2 cards?
Just 2 removal spells, I guess? Like Dragon's Fire plus another kill spell?
Maybe. Maybe.
Okay, I'll play a Headless Rider.
Headless Rider. Yeah, I'll respond by Dragons firing the champion, revealing Goldspan.
Yep.
That resolves.
Then I will... I'm assuming there's another removal spell here on the Jadar, so there's no reason for me to throw away the zombie when I don't think I'm getting another one. So, because Jadar's not going to trigger the Rider since it's not a zombie itself when it dies. Seems like what Corey will probably kill with the other removal spell, then just try to race with dragons in the air.
Dragons. Makes sense.
What else could you have drawn? There's no like instant speed nonsense.
All kinds of instant speed nonsense in Magic the Gathering.
I'll attack.
All right, I'll take it. Good choice.
You're 10.
Yep.
Go to end step.
All right, I'll Spikefield Hazard that. I was hoping you weren't going to attack. I was like, talk yourself out of it. Okay, I did draw the land for old Goldie. And, so I want to just get aggressive. Yeah, sure. Treasure.
14.
Pass to you.
Attack for 3.
Okay, 7.
Infernal Grasp the Goldspan.
I'll get another token. Dead.
I guess I'll do that on my end step after that in case you have...
Yeah, so you're at 12.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm going to play a land and play Galazeth Prismari. I'll get one more treasure. I'm going to sack it and 1 treasure and play Moonveil Regent.
Yep.
And 7 just to be safe. 10. I win with this next turn anyways. So yeah, I'll just say go. Defense.
Defense indeed. I'm gonna guess that the 3rd Jadar is not a great draw here.
Nope, you're dead. Wow. I wouldn't mind just playing with this deck the entire day. This deck is fun. This
I
deck
just
is
hope
really fun.
Ross's day doesn't go like this forever.
Yeah, no, just forever. Is this just your day in a loop? Do you want to play this matchup all day?
I do wake up every morning listening to Sonny and Cher.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think of this
That
deck,
was a
though?
Groundhog Day joke, everyone.
I liked it. What do you think of this deck, though? Realistically, I know we had some awkward matches, but just the dynamic of the deck, it felt really good to me.
Yeah, when you provide every game, your deck looks good.
I knew I wasn't going to get an honest answer from Ross, who's far too salty. So, Salty Ross will take a break.
No, it looks good. The 3-drop looked excellent.
Yeah.
And I think you're exactly right that the double face lands giving the card more versatility, helping you hit your land drops in addition to just being a card advantage engine late is really good. I think Moonveil Regent looked good for, again, the same reasons you have so many gold cards now, so you can get more triggers out of it.
Yep.
You've got a lot of just built-in card advantage in ways that make a lot of sense in the deck, along with the cheap disruption. Yeah, it just looked good.
Yeah, and then we have these kind of sideboard for the control matchups where you can, go Galazeth Prismari, have some treasures, and then have counter spells available. Having I think Chandra is actually an all-star against these like other blue-red decks too. Like it does tick up to 4, and then Thundering Rebuke can deal with it, but if you don't do that right away, that's a bit of a problem. So being able to have some pressure with these counter spells late, and then just some Cyclone Summoners, I think are still really good against green. Was my assumption for the sideboard, but just not having to worry about the sideboard plan of when you bring in Leers, stuff like that, where you can't bring in counter spells. I like not having that crutch. So although Leer is a phenomenal Magic card, it wouldn't belong in a deck like this, and I think this could just be one of the better Dragon decks, moving forward.
So real quick,
pretty
we
cool.
did have a question about Maniform Hellkite in this deck. Do you think that just is not better than Moonveil Regent, or like
That's the 4-mana one where you get an instant.
whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you create an XX red dragon illusion?
Yeah, so it definitely was on the radar, but I think Galazeth Prismari is pretty good. Especially with Frostbite. Like this combo was really good right away when these decks were snow. Just playing this, tap the treasure, deal damage. I wanted to exploit that. And I didn't want to be this like super fast combo deck. I just want to just play the best dragons, which I think is Galazeth, Moonveil, and Goldspan. That's definitely the next in line, but I don't play enough instants to truly care about it. Like, what am I, Expressive Iterationing attack for 2? And most of the time when I'm Alchemist Gambiting, it was just over anyways. I didn't need that win more of tokens, where the win more of Moonveil Regent, I guess that's even the wrong way to phrase it, but just the utility of Moonveil Regent, we saw it one turn where I played it as a defensive thing, had a blue-red thing, you had to kill it, and it killed your thing. That's a huge exchange. And another thing we didn't see is those late game games after we're both attritioned out and we have even battlefields, and you have one in play, you top deck the Wandering Mind, draw 2 cards, and then get a spell. So I think Moonveil Regent is probably the best one in the. All right, it's Goldspan Dragon, but Moonveil is the second best. Yeah. So I think it'd be between Galazeth Prismari and that, but I think Galazeth is a little bit better.
Yeah, and there's the specific sequence that we mentioned earlier of turn 3 Wandering Mind, turn 4 Galazeth Prismari, turn 5 Goldspan Dragon, and now you've got 2 treasures left over after the Goldspan attacks. That's enough to be able to cast the Alchemist Gambit
and just win, right?
If you do the math, it's exactly 20. Because the 2-1 ends up getting in for 6.
7.
That one ends up getting in for 6, and then you end up getting in for 8. It is exactly 20 damage, that 3-4-5 curve. And
like Dragon's Fire on 2, to break it up. This deck, and this is the best Dragon's Fire deck. Dragon's Fire is still the card that I think is the best removal spell. Sorry to interrupt you, but I think it's just the best removal spell right now. But having to play Goldspan Dragon and stuff, I had to play Thundering Rebukes and stuff at the Envy, and God, what was the other 2-mana removal spell? Just worse removal spells than instant speed deal 4. And I even wanted to play Goldspan just to be able to play some Dragon Fires. I was close to doing that. So if I can play an 8 Dragon deck where it's automatically 2-mana deal 4, because it is converted mana cost, right? Or is it power?
It's power.
Okay, so I guess if you have Galazeth Prismari, it's not as good, but that's the only one.
Yeah, Moonveil and Goldspan are.
So still 8 is insane, you know? Yeah.
And as far as the zombie deck goes, we got to see the near the best of it in that game 1.
Yeah.
But then you just went way over the top, and that's sort of the problem I think with the way this deck is constructed. The control decks are going way over the top.
Yeah.
So all of the zombie synergies, I'm generating card advantage, I'm generating big battlefields of creatures, but I'm not doing it fast enough to still get underneath what Epiphany decks are doing or what you were doing in this matchup. And there's a lot of synergies in the deck that are based around my creatures living. Yeah. And the Necroduality almost always is just making a bunch of 2/2s that you can Cinderclasm away. So while this deck on paper can look kind of powerful in what it's doing, it doesn't match up well against what other decks in the format are doing.
It doesn't match up very well against spot removal either. This, like, my creatures get bigger plan too of Champion the Parish, Lord type effects. That's always kind of rough. The thing I love the most about the Vampire Tribe is cards were getting bigger just because Vampire Socialite's a good card.
Yeah.
You know, and it wasn't like it was written on the card that you have to play a vampire to get it bigger. Socialite's just already a good card and pumps your team. That card is the true tribal payoff. So I think I like vampires way more than zombies.
And you also saw issues with mana inconsistency in my draws. I had games where I lacked blue mana early, games where I was missing land drops.
And Vampire has that land.
Vampires has Voldaren Estate to make the mana base a lot smoother. You can end up fitting, more just more utility lands in your mana base as a result. So zombies not super impressive here as far as Dimir goes. I think there is the potential to play mono black and be more low to the ground, play Dungeon Crawler in addition to and have 12 1-drops and Faceless Haven in a mono black mana base. Still do a little bit of the exploit stuff, but not have Necro Duality. You play the 2-drop instead of Skull Scob, you play the 2-mana 2/2 that exploits and has them exile a card from their hand when you exploit a creature. And maybe that could work a little bit better.
Well, you're going to be seeing something like that a little later. I'm not doing the full-on zombie thing, but I have a mono-black snow deck that I think looks cool at least.
I'm pretty sure. But when it comes to tribal aggro decks, Vampires is going to be the cream of the crop, almost entirely because of Voldaren Estate and Vampire Socialite.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very good just rule of thumb. If they don't contain blood or try to drink blood, leave the tribe out of it. Zombies, no blood.
Yeah, they're more going for the brains.
Exactly. Yeah. No. All
Everyone
about
knows blood is a lot more nutritious than brains.
Everybody knows that. And that's the clippable moment right there. So enough of the nonsense. We're going to take a short break. The next deck that I'm going to be playing is a revision to Gruul Werewolves. There's like 3 new werewolves there. I was going to make a Naya werewolf deck with like Showdown and stuff because I had a lot of fun with that, just like on the ladder on stream. But Gruul actually got a decent amount of werewolves where maybe it's a good archetype now. Not 100% sure, but what are you going to be playing up against?
I've got a spicy little mono blue control deck with Thirst for Meaning and Consuming Tide and some cool stuff. I kind of wish I had the 7-drop in it now.
Yeah, maybe that 7-drop. That could be good. Maybe we can proxy it or something and try it out after a game.
We'll see.
Sounds good. We're going to take a short 5-minute break. We'll be right back with round number 2 here on Versus Live. Do not go anywhere. Blood. All right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live. My name is Corey Baumeister.
And I'm Ross Merriam.
And we got Rob in the booth. Say what's up, Rob.
What's up, Rob?
Rob will be taking all your questions, comments, concerns, and the burns in the chat. So make sure to take at Star City Games, and he will get his favorite ones sent over to us. We are continuing our exploration of Crimson Vow here, doing a little test to see what's going to be impacted in Standard. I know maybe next week we'll be able to dive into some other formats as well, but for now we really want to focus on Standard. And we've seen a lot of cool stuff this week, and it's crazy that the set is going to be like fully out today? Like it's going to be fully spoiled today?
Tomorrow.
Oh, fully spoiled tomorrow? Still, that is insane. We had like 6 days.
Yeah.
Turns out when you release a set every other weekend that
Yeah, we've got to shorten preview season a little bit.
Yeah. Don't they know Versus Live is the premium place to get your preview season needs, and if they rush us through it, that's not cool?
We've sent them some letters, and they've all just been sent back, returned to sender. Yeah.
Remember, you need to post the construction sign outside their office, right?
Yes.
Oh, dang it. Yeah,
we forgot to do that. Rob, wasn't that your job?
Yeah, Rob, I think that was your job, bud.
Oh, well, now that you bring it up, we don't need to worry about that.
Okay. So today we're playing a little bit more Standard. I absolutely love that Is It deck before. Big fan of that. Going to move on to just Gruul Werewolves. This is a deck that we just thought at the beginning of the last Innistrad Midnight Hunt was going to be the best deck, and it wasn't going to be close. Ended up kind of petering off, and the go-to Gruul deck didn't really play that many werewolves. It splashed blue for the counter spells, that teamer deck, and it was still just mainly an Azeka's Chariot deck, but the tribe is really strong. It has a lot of power already before this set. Now we're getting a couple more cards, and I'm hoping that this is going to be the push that it needs, because there is some draws from this tribal deck that feel the most disgusting. Like, it feels like the best thing you can be doing, if you get these wolf pack leaders into Reckless Stormseeker. attack with bolt, draw a card, you know, like you have Chariot to just still do some insane. A lot of the insane draws go with Reckless Storm Caller, don't get me wrong. But there's just a lot of really cool things you can be doing. Tovlar is another card that just reads insane, but hasn't really made an impact. So hopefully these additions kind of put it back over the edge. So Cemetery Prowler is just a good creature already. Didn't have a ton of 3s in this deck already. It's really just Reckless Storm Seeker. I don't know why I keep getting this card wrong, but otherwise you just didn't have a ton of those. This has got a big butt, so it's a hard creature to kill. The one thing it was really missing, though, is a 1-drop. We didn't have any 1-drops. If you want to play Jaspera Sentinel, that's not it, because you don't want to play Magda. You know, you really don't want to play Jaspera either. It doesn't have any werewolf synergies, so not a big deal here, but this one's okay. 2 mana Savannah Lions already. Start playing Azeka's Chariot, some bigger werewolves. It's going to be getting bigger. Much like the tribal decks, you know, you played the last 2 days, they snowball. They do start to get bigger and better and stronger, and this card's no exception. It doesn't grow until turn 4, which is a little unfortunate, but still good. And then our big new addition here to kind of replace the Ren and 7s, just to make the curve topper just be the Volatile Arsonist. Card seems sweet. 5 mana, kind of Goldspan Dragon, except this deck has a lot of Daybound, Nightbound already, Werewolf Tribe, that there's a chance that you're going to just be 5 mana, attack, take 7, kill a creature. And that's insane. So I have some high hopes for this card, but it might just be too expensive.
No, I'm pretty high on Volatile Arsonist.
Yeah.
You know, to me, it seems a lot like Thundermaw Hellkite.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was a staple back in the day. So, you know, my concern with werewolves is always, what is the tribal payoff? Like, why am I putting 17 werewolves in my deck instead of potentially replacing some of them with better cards?
Yeah.
You're right. The werewolves are all individually good cards.
Yep.
And so you're going to play some of them, but you don't need to limit yourself to just wolves and werewolves.
It's really just these.
Yeah.
You know, these are really the only ones. Like, this is a standalone card. You don't really need it, but it's just these. But the synergy that they all have is just the keyword, Daybound. You know, Daybound, Nightbound, that's when they synergize a lot, when they all flip together, or you play this on turn 2, you're
Putting your opponent to the
3.
test, making sure they have to play their spells really awkwardly.
And I have a feeling that's going to come up against this mono blue deck.
Yeah, I'm playing a lot of counter spells, so that dynamic is going to be important for this matchup. I also have a lot of interaction. You know, the 2 cards that really motivated me building this deck are Thirst for Discovery, where, you know, a very powerful card draw spell if you can consistently discard a basic to it.
Thirst for Knowledge flashbacks.
Yeah, I have 20 basics in my deck, so
all right.
you should be good there. You know, 4 Faceless Haven, 2 Field of Ruin, 20 Snow Island.
Okay.
Is my mana base. Consuming Tide, this is a card I think is pretty good. 4 mana, there's a huge difference between a 4 mana sweeper and a 5 mana sweeper.
Yeah.
And granted, this one does not clear everything away from the battlefield.
I don't know what it does.
Each person gets to pick something, and they keep that and bounce the rest.
Okay.
But then if you have more cards in your hand than I do, I draw a card.
Okay.
And I'm actually playing some cheap threats in order to try to take advantage of that, so I'll have 1 permanent out when I cast it.
And I have a lot of tokens. That's good against tokens.
Yeah, very good against tokens. So I've got Frost Augur, and I have the more important one, Suspicious Stowaway.
Oh, baby.
So, you know, I'm hoping to be able to go like, turn 2, Suspicious Stowaway, turn 3, pass the turn, counter your spell, like Divide by 0 or counter spell or some sort of interaction, and or maybe Thirst for Discovery, and then I'm starting to draw cards with this every turn. Turn 4, Consuming Tide, bounce everything else you have, and now start pull away with those cards.
And did I hear there's a certain change that had to have been made to your deck list?
Yeah, if you Rob, you updated the Cardboard Live, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But
so
the image on Twitter, I'm assuming?
Yeah, the graphic on Twitter, if you saw that, I neglected to put the lessons in my sideboard like I should have for
learn cards.
Divide by 0. So if you saw the graphic on Twitter, just imagine the Ray of Frost are not there, and one of the hermits in the sideboard is not there to make room for sciences, exhibition, and teachings.
You know, surprisingly, Divide by 0 is still a playable card if it's just bounce, loot, draw. You know, like, it's still not bad. But yeah, you really want that, the lessons in the sideboard to just be essentially a 2-for-1. You know, that is an important thing. So
that it is.
All right. Well, I like your deck idea. This should be fun. Rob, you got a question while we shuffle up for this match?
Yeah, give me just a second to pull up the card here.
Okay.
I've realized it's much easier reading off my phone instead of trying to, like, talking to the mic and look at a monitor that's like on the other end of the table.
Smart.
All right, so we have a blue legend, Jacob Hauken, Investigator. 1 in a blue, legendary creature, human advisor. It's an 0/2. Tap, draw a card, then exile a card in your hand face down. You may look at the card as long as it remains exiled. Then you may play 4 blue. If you do, transform Jacob Hauken, Investigator. The flip side, Hauken's Theory. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile a top card of your library face down. You may look at that card as long as it remains exiled. Once during each of your turns, you may play a land or cast a spell from the cards exiled by this permanent without paying the mana cost.
Wow. I mean, dies to everything kind of thing on the front side, and has a lot of mana commitment. The one thing that scares me is the play pattern that would probably come up a lot is you just go 4 mana ready to transform. They're like, yeah, Dragon's Fire. You just wasted 6 mana. You know, like, that's scary.
Yeah, and the way it's templated, I've read this card earlier, is the option to pay happens after you're finished looting.
Okay.
So you can't just pass the turn. I guess you can. You have to just loot, so you can do it end step actually.
Okay.
So it's not just a sorcery speed thing. So that's nice. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it just seems too expensive, too much of a commitment to try to get to that point where you're casting spells for free.
Yeah.
Because really the first unless you immediately cast a 6 mana spell off of it, then you're not recouping the mana that you invested into this until 2 or 3 turns after you transform it, and that's just too slow of a return on my mana investment.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good limited bomb. It's a fun design and a great limited card, but I don't see it in standard.
Yeah,
Alrighty, so I'm guessing you want to go first?
I do indeed.
Okay. Ugh. I'll have to mulligan mine.
I am gonna. I would certainly mulligan this on the draw. I'm gonna try to keep it on the play. We'll see how it goes.
Just kidding. I'll keep.
I can find one more piece of interaction. I should be okay.
Mine was a 1-lander, aka only Shatter Skull Smashing as my land. Not ideal. Yeah, and I think I had enough lands. I usually during preview season end up going just a little short on lands, and maybe this one is the case because I wanted to play Shatter Skull Smashing because I don't really have any other removal spells, but I don't know if I truly factored it into the mana base. Whoops. Okay, I will definitely keep. This is kind of awkward, but I guess we'll get rid of this.
Snow Island. Go.
Okay, I have a lair, and I'll pass to you.
Snow Island, go.
I have a feeling you're going to be saying that a lot, huh? All right, I'm going to attempt to play a Werewolf Pack Leader.
I'll syncopate it for 1.
Okay, pass to you.
Play a Faceless Haven and pass the turn.
Okay. I'm going to try this again.
That is fine.
I got a Den. Pass to you.
End step, Fading Hope the Pack Leader.
Okay.
Scry 1.
You got it.
I'll leave that on top.
Okay.
Play an island and pass the turn.
Okay. Let's go with a Werewolf Pack Leader.
I will divide that by 0.
It's divided.
And how many cards do you have in hand?
6.
It's a lot.
That is a lot. You probably don't have that many.
Guess I'll find a Teachings.
Okay. All right, then I'll play Ranger Class.
Yep.
And I'll get a Wolf, and I'll pass to you.
I'll Fading Hope the Wolf token.
Okay. My hope is my fading is hope.
Scry to the bottom.
Yeah. Can you get to 0 cards?
I'm not playing the Teachings yet. I've got an Imrith to get down first.
Uh-oh. That's scary.
Yeah, you can go.
Well, your draw has been nice.
Yep. My opening hand was 5 lands, divide by 0, Imrith.
Yeah, that is sketty.
Looks like things are turning around.
Things are looking up for you. Okay. I can't really do too much here. I guess I will play Zika's Chariot, get some cats, and I'll pass to you.
You have how many cards?
3.
So I could just Teachings first, but if I draw Consuming Tide, I want to cast it this turn, and I still get to Teachings after I draw.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I will attack for 5.
15.
Draw a card.
Okay.
Then I'll draw 2 more cards.
In response. I don't have anything.
And now I'll pass the turn.
Okay. I will. I'm gonna play a land. I'm gonna go with a Reckless Stormseeker.
Sure.
Daybound. And I'm gonna go with a Wolfpack Leader.
I'll syncopate that for 2.
Okay. I did that order and that reason at least to just mostly resolve this. So yeah, I'll give this haste, I'll crew, and I'll attack for 7. Get a cat.
I'm at 13.
Okay, pass to you.
Land.
Okay.
Attack for 5.
I'm at 10.
Draw a card.
Yep.
There we go.
Uh-oh.
Yep. I will play Consuming Tide.
Okay, so I return everything but one thing.
Yeah, so I'll pick Emrith.
Good call, good call.
You get to pick 1 non-land permanent. Probably the Stormseeker.
Yeah, I think so. And just try to play Chariot next turn. Yep.
And you have 3 cards in hand after bouncing everything?
Yep.
So 1 short of being able to draw an extra 1.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I will pass the turn.
Okay.
This is still not great.
I'm gonna play Chariot.
Yep.
Get some cats. Then I'm going to all right, then I'm going to play Ascended Pack Leader.
Sure.
Get a counter. And I'm going to... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I have to give this haste. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crew with the cats and get in for 7.
Yeah, I'll crew... Yeah, I suppose it doesn't really matter. Yeah, crew with the cats. Target this.
Yep.
And yeah, attack for 7, make a cat.
I'm at 6.
Okay, pass to you. Cats, 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 cats. Do you have another one? That would be good. I think that would probably be lights out. Maybe not, though.
I mean, I guess with a blocker it would be.
Yeah.
So, as is, you can say, like, animate Den.
That could come in. And you know I have this. I could...
Yeah, it's not going to be that relevant.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You get 6. Yeah, I don't have enough blockers. I think I'm just going to rip something.
Yep. All right, down to 5.
That's just another land.
Wow.
Just flooded at the end.
Yeah, your start was just so unbelievable. I was like, yeah, I'm not coming back from that, but...
I wonder if I was supposed to find Mascot Exhibition instead of Teachings when I learned.
Pretty early in the game, but I guess you had Limerith already, right?
Yeah,
So your card draw...
Had Emrith.
Yeah, probably.
But then I probably don't find that first consuming tide in time.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah, because you did draw it like the turn you said,
Yeah.
right? Like it's pretty clear when you drew it. Yeah,
Yeah, it was really Reckless Stormseeker was
it's a hell of a Magic card.
that was the one that did it.
It's always a blue deck's bane of existence, and that's why it was so good against all these Is It Turns deck, because they're playing Thundering Rebuke, they're playing Spikefield Hazard, because that was kind of the universal removal spell for the stuff you have to kill, Luminarch Aspirant being the main thing. But if you're not playing a bunch of Dragonfires, that card just gets disgusting. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Like even dividing him by 0 is like, yeah, sure, it's coming back.
So I would say it's also possible I should have not used the second Fading Hope on the Wolf token.
Since you were going to bounce it anyways.
Well, I didn't have it at that point, but
Yeah.
I was going to draw a bunch of cards.
No, I think that's right, because there's a chance you like draw another Fading Hope and you get to draw 2 off Limerith. Because that's how Limerith works, right? If you connect and you have 1 card, you get 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You draw up to 3 if you have
Yeah.
3.
All right, so let's try this again. You'll be on the play.
Either that or I needed to find another counterspell for the Chariot.
Yeah, I was dead if you had it. That's why I played that, because you could only syncopate it for 2, I think, that one
Yeah.
turn. So I played that first.
Oh
But
god, if I had the Sock Coming or Disdainful Stroke.
yep, that would have
Just
been
needed really one more piece of interaction.
one
to
more
close the game
thing.
there.
Yep, agreed.
Did not find it.
Didn't find it. You got a question while Ross shuffles up?
I do. We have a new Soul Guide Lantern Relic of Progenitus card for the set.
Okay.
Lantern of the Lost, 1 mana artifact. When it enters the battlefield, exile target card from your graveyard, and 1 tap, exile all cards from all graveyards, and draw a card. So what do you think about this as a sideboard card?
And draw a card.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just Relic of Progenitus plus Soul Guide Lantern. Which
But you
is-
don't have to pay 1 to tap it?
Yeah, it's 1 tap sack.
Oh, 1 tap sack. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I thought it was just 1 exile something, and then you just get to tap and draw a card. That card would just be the best one. Yeah.
In Modern and things, there are times where you only want to exile your opponent's graveyard, right?
Yep. Right when you said that card, I was like, okay, in mindset for Death Shadow, and I was like, nope, I don't want to exile my own Croxa.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just a fine addition to
Yeah.
the staple of artifact graveyard hate that we have.
Yeah.
Probably see a little bit of play. There's a lot of graveyard stuff going on.
Yeah, nothing too much to say about that one. That's just a card that exists.
Yeah. It's really nice to have stuff like that where you get that first exile, so you can kill a Skyclave Shade on turn 2,
Yep.
exile it, and then have whatever their later graveyard payoff is
Yep.
covered.
That's why I played Soul Guide Lantern in Modern, and people, were making fun of me why I just didn't play Spellbomb. And admittedly, I kind of forgot about Spellbomb, but I still think Soul Guide is just better. It's for sure better against Esper, because you discard one thing that usually matters, or you have one of that draw 2, discard 2 card, I forget, and you can pick that off and then have it set up to deal with, so it's legitimately better in that matchup. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep my hand.
All right, me too.
I'll lead on a Frost Dogger.
Okay. Oh boy, we're dead. All right, I have a layer and I'll pass to you. I'd like a 1-drop one day.
I'll play an island and pass the turn.
I have my preview card, Naturalist.
Yep.
Pass to you, daytime.
On your end step,
Snow it up.
I'm gonna Fading Hope the Naturalist.
Okay.
Screw. It's a card I would like to draw, but it's not a snow card.
Yeah, I see what you're doing. I like that.
So we got to bottom it and then activate.
Okay.
Show you an island.
Spice.
Draw.
Okay.
Play a land there.
Okay.
And attack for 1.
19.
Pass the turn.
Nighttime. I have a Rock Veil. So pretty likely divide, but I kind of just have to lean into it. I can't double spell effectively, so yep.
Yeah, saw it coming.
Okay, past you.
Attack for 1.
I will take it.
I will play
18.
a Seafaring Werewolf.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
I didn't think the daybound, nightbound stuff was going to backfire on me. All right, I have Kessig Naturalist
Sure.
and Kessig Naturalist. They're on the other side, but I'll pass to you. Now it's night. Now it's daytime.
Draw.
Okay.
Attack for 1.
Okay. 17. Can't block that.
I'll discard a Snow Island.
Okay.
And these get like really big, right?
There'll be 4/4s on the flip side because they pump each other.
Jesus.
Yep.
Okay, I guess I'm main phasing this. I will play Thirst for Discovery.
Okay.
I kept calling this Thirst for Meaning. That's the enchantment one, isn't it?
Yep. That's the enchantment one.
Thirst for Discovery. Hey, discard a Snow Island.
Okay.
Play a Field of Ruin.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
All right. So it's still daytime. I'm going to start by playing this completely busted card. I'll play Tovlar.
Yep.
Declare. I'll add green and red. Actually, I'll just green and red.
I will chump one of them.
Okay, draw one card.
Yep. I'm at 18.
You're at 18, so I gotta expect it's probably gonna be Wrath time. So I got green, red, and pool. Um, All right, I'm going to try just an interesting play here. I'll use that green and red and just go to smashing for 1.
Okay, I'll syncopate that. For
Okay. Go ahead.
Attack for 1.
16. Loot. Okay. $16 to 18.
Play a land. Play Consuming Tide.
Okay. I will. Yeah, I'll leave Tovlar
And
here.
I'll draw a card.
Okay. Yep. As if you have way more cards or something.
If an opponent has more cards than I do,
Okay.
I draw for each opponent that does.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then I'm gonna play another Stowaway.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Still definitely daybound. I'll attack for 3.
I go to 15.
I'll draw a card. And, yeah, I'll play Chariot. Past you. Meow. Like some lands here, but oh well.
Attack for 2.
Okay. 14.
Loot once.
Yep.
Discard island. Loot
Okay.
again.
Okay. Okay.
Discard Thirst for Discovery.
Okay. That's scary.
So you're at 14?
Yep, 14 to 15.
And then I will pass the turn.
Nightbound. A draw. Kessig Naturalist.
That is fine.
Okay. Kessig Naturalist.
Also fine.
Okay. And I will Crew Chariot.
Also fine.
Declare.
I will divide by 0 Tovolar and the Chariot.
In response, I'll crude chariot twice.
And I will find mascot exhibition and teachings.
Okay, I will attack.
Actually, I'm gonna find sciences.
Okay.
So I'm probably gonna loot it away.
I'll attack for 4.
Yeah, puts me to 11.
Yep, and then end step, clean up. 4. Yeah, this card just has not... I haven't found a place to do anything too good with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll pass. These flip.
Attack for 2.
Okay.
You go to 12.
12.
Loot once. Discard syncopate.
Okay.
Loot again. Ugh.
These cards have been incredibly annoying, I must say.
Discard saw it coming.
Okay. That makes sense. You have to discard your counter spells when you have a board presence. When
Yeah.
you have to fight against those. Yep.
I'm gonna go up to 13.
Okay. Yep. 13 to 12.
Play the island as my land for turn.
Okay.
And then I will pass.
And I know you just have the 7 drop in your hand.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'll play Toblar.
So I'm at 13.
Mm-hmm.
You're at 12. I will divide that by 0.
Okay.
Got teachings.
Okay. Declare.
Yep.
Attack for 8.
Puts me to 5.
I'll add green, green. I'll go with a pack leader
Yep.
and an ascendant pack leader. Past you. My hand is very weird.
Oh my god.
I have a feeling you want your Wrath card, huh?
Yeah. I've gone through a lot of cards.
Yeah, you already had 1, but I mean, they can't block, so you're for sure getting in there. You got 2 more looks at it.
I mean, they can block.
Oh, can't be blocked.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right,
they're
10.
1-1s. They don't really block that well. 10.
Yeah, mascot
First
would
loot.
still probably keep you alive anyways.
No,
Nope.
5.
Nope.
I think I have to discard this Imarith.
Okay.
Second loot. Yeah, discard teachings.
Okay.
I found it.
Uh-oh. Okay. I'll leave Keswick.
And then I will pass the turn.
Okay. Well, I still haven't found a land, which is impressive. I will attempt to play Tovlar.
I will syncopate that for 2.
Okay. I'll attack at a green mana.
I go to 3.
And go to 3, huh? Yeah, I'll play this, and then I'll pass to you. Now Mascot probably keeps you alive. Oh, I have to discard 2.
Sure. Oh, I was supposed to draw a card off of the...
Oh, I definitely had more cards than you. Yeah.
Which means I would have played a land, but that's fine.
Because you drew a card. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
let's try another one. Okay. Well, let's get in for 1.
All right. I'm at 9.
I'll discard Stowaway.
Okay.
And I'm just so even if you fire up the den, you'll have 4 attackers to my 3 blockers. So I would just make appropriate blocks and live. So
Yep.
I will play Mascot Exhibition.
Yeah, this time it's good.
And you're up.
All right. Well, I'll probably just have to do a setup turn here. And still fun to land. Best setup turn's got to be Chariot. Then I'll pass to you.
Draw. You're at 9.
9. Is this our first or second game?
This is game 2.
Okay. It's been such a long game, I just don't remember anymore.
I'll attack for 1.
Okay.
Go
8.
to 8. Draw.
Okay.
Discard this Disdainful Stroke.
Okay.
Play Imrith.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Okay. Zoink. I'm at 8. So I'm dead next turn to the flyers and unblockables, so I have to do something.
I am at 5 or 3.
Yeah.
This has been quite the game.
This has been a game.
All I needed to do was have Corey never draw a 5th land
You did it.
for 15 turns. Maybe regretting using that Shatterskull smashing.
Yeah, no kidding, right? I wish that was a land. That's for damn sure. So if I attack with just all of these, that's like the best thing I can do. You have 4 blockers. So I guess I have to get a layer in there somehow. But then I don't have enough attackers. Okay, let's go with pack leader,
Yep.
crew,
Sure.
declare. All right, trigger a cat, draw a card,
Yep.
add a green.
Go to declare blocks.
Yep.
Okay, so didn't want to activate the pack leader. We'll block there. Block there. Block here. I don't want to leave the flyer back just so I can make sure I have lethal. I don't think you have any direct damage. So, yeah, I'll block like that, I guess.
That's your final block?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll activate pack leader.
You don't have the mana.
Yeah, I do. It stays throughout my...
Okay, well, I'll divide by 0 this and kill you.
Okay.
Yeah, I had the divide.
Okay, yeah.
I forgot it. Yeah, it doesn't empty.
It doesn't empty. Yeah,
That's
so
how
I was like, oh boy,
all those.
we got him.
Yeah.
We got him. Okay, great game.
I mentioned it because I wanted you to do that, because once you tapped out, I knew you were dead.
Yeah. No, all I had was creatures and Tovlars and shit
Yeah.
like that in hand, but that was a wild game. Wow.
It took a lot.
Okay, hey, you're on the board for the day, man. You're on the board. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for our first 2 games. We are split. I couldn't even believe that was, only the second game. Seems like we played a full 5-set match with this already. But we do have some sideboards to attend to, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to bring you our third and final game of round 2. Don't go anywhere. All right, everybody, welcome back to one of us sideboarding here on Versus Live between Gruul Werewolves and Mono Blue Control. From my end, maybe this is just a poorly constructed sideboard, or I just wasn't ready for a real true control deck, because most control decks, I'll bring in Ren and 7,
Yeah.
but that's not good against the bounce effects. You have so many bounce effects that I don't want that. You don't have any artifacts or enchantments that I want to blow up, so I built a useless sideboard, so we're clicking back here from my side.
Yeah, and on my side, we got to cut some of the counter spells. Still have my Syncopates in because I want to interact on turn 2.
Yeah, they're nice. Counter Reckless, Stormseeker on the draw. Like, that's messed up.
Cutting my Frost Augurs here. Just don't have a lot of time to use them. You saw in that second game, it drew a card and it jump blocked for a turn.
Yeah.
And that was that's about as good as I can expect it to be.
Very true.
And instead, we get to bring in a lot more defensive creatures. Dragon Turtle blocks really well. Icebreaker Kraken is a great high-end card.
Yeah.
And Mind Flayer, a little bit awkward with Consuming Tide is Mind Flayer, but I'm hoping that I Consuming Tide on 4, then Mind Flayer on 5.
Okay.
And we go from there. So.
Yeah, that's kind of cute.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit more defensive.
Yeah, I suppose you can't play Consuming Tide. Be like, I'll take the creature I stole. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Be like, oh wait, now you get 2 things. I mean, you can, but I get the card back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does say you control, so it is a legal choice if I wanted to do that.
Yeah, but then I just get 2 things and you have to redo, so not ideal. All right, so I'll be going first here.
And if I pick the Mind Flayer, then you get the creature back, and I'm just stuck with a 3/3.
Yep.
So I've got to have some. As long as I have something else.
That's true. That's true.
Also, real quick before we start, chat did have a question about a newer card that's been previewed.
Okay.
Called Howling Moon. So as you can
Howling Mine? It's back?
it's 2 and a green enchantment. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target wolf or werewolf you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token.
It's a 3-mana card.
Yes, 2 and a green.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, repeat that one more time.
So basically, at the beginning of combat on your turn, a wolf or werewolf you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. And then when an opponent...
It's an artifact, or?
It's an enchantment.
Enchantment, okay.
And when an opponent casts their second spell of a turn, you get a 2/2 wolf token.
So effectively punishing them for trying to turn it back to day from night most of the time.
That's kind of cool. It's like a werewolf trap.
Yeah.
Like, is that something you like maybe see as a sideboard card for this? I mean, I doubt it, but is it possible? Like,
The thing is, there's so much bounce and stuff. So if you're like targeting a creature to get pumped and then they just bounce it, it's kind of rough. But
you're usually targeting a worse target, right? For their bounce spells, so you're forcing them to put on something else.
Yeah.
It's really cool with Reckless Stormseeker since it has haste. So even if like they sweep your board, you can untap, play Stormseeker, give it +3/+2 in haste, and get in there for 5.
yeah.
And it really
gas,
it helps you maintain it be night. I'm not sold on it. It might just be that the power level isn't quite there.
Yeah.
But it's an intriguing card to me.
It's definitely intriguing. I'll give you that. This hand is also intriguing. I'm on the play. I haven't kept that much of a loose goose yet today. On the draw, this is an auto slam keep. On the play, it's very close, but I'm going to try it.
I will keep as well.
All right, I got a 1-drop. Pass to you.
I will play land and pass.
Okay.
so Ross, we had a question about why you didn't include Lear in this control list.
I thought Lear was going to be awkward with the number of counter spells in my deck.
Did you see that top deck,
And
Rob?
I also felt like I needed to be able to close the game more effectively because I don't have things like Alrund's Epiphany. So Imrith being able to really close the game was important,
I'll attack.
which we saw in that second game. I'm at 18.
I'm the greatest. I top decked a land. I'll play this and I'll pass to you.
Yeah, I'll fading up the 2-drop.
Okay.
Bottom that.
Okay.
I've got an island and a stowaway.
All right. It's daytime. Ooh, interesting. I will attack for 2.
I will attempt to block.
Oh, yeah, that thing can block, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I don't want to do that.
Yeah, if you can pump it next turn.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If I could pump it next turn, or if I could use it to assemble an attack that maybe Wolf Pack Leader could get through. Yeah, I do think that seems better. So yeah, I'm not gonna attack, and I'm just gonna play these 2 and pass. That way I can trigger Pack Leader, and hope for the best. Yeah, maybe that was even
Play a
wrong.
Haven.
Okay.
Let's get in for one.
Okay, 19. No blocking for you.
Wow. I don't want to discard any of these.
That's not a good sign for me then. Yeah, I kept an opener of Forest, Rockvale. I just needed some land to bridge. That was nice.
This isn't Bridge, Corey. This is Magic the Gathering.
Oh, okay.
I'll discard Consuming Tide
Gulp.
and pass the turn.
Okay, it's nighttime.
I'm gonna hope to just have curve my hand as you see it.
Yeah. All right, declare attacks.
Yeah, that's fine.
Draw.
Yep. I go to 11.
Yeah, you go to 11. And I'll attempt... that was a pretty awkward draw. I'll attempt to play Cemetery Prowler.
Sure.
I'll exile your Consuming. Yeah, I guess because I have the Shadow Skull Smashings, I'll play a land and pass to you.
And step all thirst.
Okay.
Oh, well. Kind of wish I'd kept that second Consuming Tide now.
Second.
Discard a Haven.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm consuming.
Don't you have to discard a basic land?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I just knew I had to discard a land. I've got a basic.
What a cheater.
Draw for turn.
Okay.
Attack you for 2.
I'll take it.
I'll draw.
17.
Play an island. Play Consuming Tide.
Okay. Now, what do I want? I'm really hoping for a top deck. But yeah, I think I'm going to bounce these, give myself a chance to draw.
And you have 6 in hand? Oh,
Yeah, I'm going to have 6 in hand.
okay. Imagine I did this pre-combat then. I just didn't do the math, and I just wanted to get through quickly.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So if I do, because I draw a card when this counts.
Makes sense.
So I effectively get to draw an extra card if I do it pre-combat.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay.
Done.
Then I'll pass the turn.
Top deck, please. Oh. Yeah, okay. Well, that was pretty good. All right, I'll play Arlen. So I will make it a creature and attack for 8. Draw a card.
I go to 3.
A draw. And then I'll play Pack Ascendant, get a counter, pass to you, it's day.
So that flips today. What's the other side of that?
You can either cast your stuff as flash or make wolves. And my other draw, nope, it wouldn't have been completely GG, but it would have been close.
Yeah, Arlen was pretty messed up.
Would this have been better? Because it would have been 5, 2 to you, kill this. Plus draw a card. Would have just been 10 damage, so I would have put you to 1, but...
Yeah, it's all this haste.
Yeah. May interest you in more haste. And the fact that this is going to get bigger next turn if I were to have a red mana as well, that's attacking for 4, like...
Just gotta play an Immerith
thing. Okay.
and pass the turn.
Okay. A draw. Lame. They +1/+1 counter. I guess you're just dead on board, right? Just layer for 3.
Yeah.
I guess this was lethal too, but
I don't know why I still thought that was a 2, but yeah,
Yeah.
I said my plan was just turn 3 Thirst, turn 4 Consuming Tide, then Immerith into Kraken.
Yeah.
I hope that was good enough, but with the 5 extra points of haste on that turn after I wrathed,
Yeah.
I needed you to just take a turn where you just like play a Chariot, something like that. And then I play Imrith, which is a good blocker. You know, you make some attacks. I play Kraken, lock everything down for a turn, get in with the Imrith, and then I can see what I can do from there.
Yeah, that was going to be the thing. Obviously, my opener just had 2 of this, so that's why it was pretty sketchy. It was a 2-lander plus these 2.
Yeah.
Plus then a good curve, but yeah, didn't have all the red we needed.
Yeah. You know, it's an interesting idea. I wasn't closing the game fast enough.
Yeah.
You know, when all your removal is bounce, your opponent's never going to run out of gas.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you need to be applying pressure. And yeah, I have a lot of card advantage, so I can keep up.
Yeah.
But I'm sacrificing card advantage every time I cast a Fading Hope. Every time, even casting Consuming Tide is you know, going to be card disadvantage. Just buying time. So I really need something like a cheap flyer, like a Brazen Borrower kind of card.
Yeah.
Would be what this deck really needs. Just some other way to get interaction and another threat in the deck.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that exists.
You know what I like for that deck?
What?
Celestis.
I
I guess you have to bounce it, but I mean, your deck is a 1 permanent kind of thing. And if you're just Celestia, you're a draw go deck, so you get to take advantage of that draw ability very nicely.
Yeah.
Almost better than Suspicious Stowaway. Like, that's just your Stowaway card.
Yeah, extra life, ramps you into Imrith. Maybe
Still a 3/5 ramp.
Maybe I just play Imrith and Lear. Because I think you need Imrith to actually pressure people. I guess this new 7-drop is actually probably perfect too.
Yeah,
maybe
but I like Imrith and Lear, like 2 of each or something. Because, I mean, when you play a lot of Fading Hope, Lear is insane.
Yeah.
But, you know, I like that 7, that huge 7-drop.
Maybe it's Lear, that 7-drop.
Yeah, you probably just don't want Limerith. You know, you probably just want 3 Lear, 2 or 3 Celestis, and then that gigantic 7-drop.
Like 2 of those, 3 Lear, 2 Celestis.
Yeah.
Those 7. Instead of, you know, don't play Frostdog or Suspicious Stowaway and Imrith, then we have 4 more slots for like interaction or something, or probably play a 27th land, even like third Field of Ruin.
Yeah,
I can see. Like it
that's
does
a cool idea, though. I like it.
Yeah, I also like that. You know, with the cheap creatures, when I Consuming Tide, I'm often drawing a card off of it.
Yeah, that is a good point. That is a good point. But I mean, with all the Fading Hopes and stuff, you're already doing that, right? Because Fading Hope and Divide, you know, you can divide it correctly where you always have more cards by just like, okay, that turn where we're close on cards, just loot, you know? Yeah.
But all the haste creatures are just really tough to answer. I just don't have the time to set up my defenses appropriately against them.
You'd probably have a much better matchup against just mono green.
Oh,
you know, like mono white may be tough because it's just so low to the ground as well. But like actual mono green, I bet you just destroy, and you can play Cyclone Summoners in the board and completely destroy them.
Yeah.
That sounds nice. So, all right, that's going to do it for our second round. The marbles will be staying where they belong, but I think we both saved our best for last.
Definitely.
This is going to be a sweet one. We both were like simultaneously just had 2 very different, essentially mono black aggro deck ideas, and we're just, well, mostly I forgot that you said you were going to build it the night before, so I built it that morning of, and I'm like, but please let me play it still because it looks so cool.
So I morphed my mono black zombies into the Dimir zombie deck I played earlier. Slowed it down a little bit, but you're
a good friend.
You're just going to be a heavy sacrifice deck.
Heavy sacrifice in a sense, but really just hit hard too. Like I'm going to be playing Graph Reaver. And it just Scourge of the Skyclave as a new kind of dynamic that might be pretty good, you know? I mean, it is just a 2-mana 3/3, pings yourself every time. The destroy target Planeswalker thing, I'm not going to lie, is probably not going to come up in Standard that often.
I do have some Planeswalkers in my deck.
Okay, that's even cooler.
Not one that we've seen in a while.
Yeah?
I have the Golgari Nissa.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm a Golgari Graveyard deck. I'm playing Willow Geist and Death Sprout. I can't remember the name of it.
Yep, Death Sprout Shaman or whatever, yeah.
I got some old Stick Fingers, some old Rutstein.
Oh, baby.
Set. Yeah.
Brennan built you another deck, huh?
No, I built, this was all me.
Okay, I was going to say, go garbage decks. That's our boys' deck for sure. So we got a really fun one coming up, y'all. We're going to take a short 5-minute break, and we'll be right back with our final round here on Versus Live. Don't go anywhere.
Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth. Say what's up, Rob.
What's up, Rob?
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. This is our final match today. Looking at Innistrad, Crimson Vow in Standard. And as we said before the break, we have saved our favorite decks for last.
Oh, yeah.
Though maybe after today, Corey's favorite deck is a dragon.
Yeah, that is a dragon deck.
Really
It's
won't shut up
sweet.
about it
It was so
during
cool.
every break. You know, every break that we have, Corey goes and uses the restroom, and then he comes back, and it's just been talking about Is It Dragons for like 4 minutes nonstop.
I mean, I know you're talking about it too, y'all. Y'all are just as impressed with that deck as I am. So honestly, you're the only one not talking about it.
Yeah, but I'm the one who is overly talkative and annoying Corey during the breaks. Usually
that's
talking
true.
about something completely unrelated to the show.
Completely on. Usually a Simpsons quote. Yeah.
Yeah, like the time I took the ferry over to Shelby.
Yes, not again.
But in this case, it's talking about is also
Yeah.
pretty hyped for this mono black deck.
Yeah, I think this is cool.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
mono black sacrifice. Not a real zombie theme here, but
Nope.
that means you're able to utilize still Shambling Gas to sacrifice, but also Skyclave Shade, still Jadar. So you've got plenty of sacrifice fodder.
Yep. Adding a little spicy one here in Morbid Opportunist, I think, this is the limited all-star combo, right? Like anybody who's had these blue-black zombie decks, you go Jadar into Morbid Opportunist, and it feels like cheating. You're drawing a card every single turn with the Decayed Zombie, and it's completely obscene. But then we're also going a little more aggressive on the 2-drops here, where we have Skyclave. Normally, if it was just Skyclave and Scourge, these are not, enough to do. And I can't play Agadeem's Awakening. I could, but I chose not to because I really want to do Snow, even though that works with this. Really going to try to just, have my opponent attack me a little bit. I still have a low expectation for this card. I'm never really happy with it. But now
you're
we
not
have...
playing any Agadeem's Awakenings.
I know.
Mono cheap creatures.
Yeah, maybe I should play like 2 or 3 or something, huh?
I would have.
Yeah.
I'm playing it in my deck.
What do you think? Like 2 to avoid swamps or...
Sure.
All right, you want to hand me 2 Agadeems if you don't mind? I'll try it out. I wasn't sure about it, but I really wanted to make sure I was a consistent...
Are you playing any
Snow deck.
Infernal Grasp to go with your Scourges too?
I think I have those on the board, but no, actually, I just didn't play those. I played Blood Chief's Thirst. I screwed that up.
No wonder you're unimpressed with Scourge of the Skyclaves. You
I
won't
never
do
play things that go with it. Yeah.
You won't do the things you need to do in order to make it good.
Yeah, that is pretty good with that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe I screwed that part up, but otherwise the deck was pretty sweet. The new ones here are Henrika Dominith. We were talking about this a little bit. Try to get some value where we each sack a creature, you sack something big, then the turn after I draw and then transform kind of thing to get the full value of it. I think that's good. This card I think is actively the best 4-drop right now. I think my choices were this, and the new Sorin. And I think this card is just insane. 5/6 for 4 makes you bleed, which is pretty funny, gives you a blood automatically. And I think this card just hits really hard. This is the transform into this, which is pretty strong. Lifelink also pretty awkward with this. So we'll see. I like the feel of this, but who knows?
Yeah. Anytime you build decks like this, you always need to see what pieces work well, what pieces don't.
Exactly.
Maybe you're missing some element strategically that you need to flesh out. And I'm the same way. Less of a sacrifice synergy going on here, more just graveyard synergy.
Okay.
And the real, there's a lot of cool cards here. Reclusive Taxidermist kind of reminds you of Werebear, right? But you need 4 creatures in your graveyard to make it that 4/4 instead of just 7 total cards.
2 mana 4/4 is pretty insane. Yeah.
I've got Old Rutstein that can generate some extra insect tokens. It can generate treasure tokens. Doesn't generate many blood tokens in this deck, which I like. I think that's the worst thing to mill is non-creature, non-land with it.
Yeah,
but
don't worry, I'll be giving you enough blood.
Yeah.
I'll be giving you a blood transfusion over there.
Cemetery Prowler, you can exile their cards, which is fine, but you can also exile creatures out of your own graveyard to pump your Willow Geist.
Yep. That's cute.
Yeah, but really, I think the most important card here is Mulch. This was a staple card last time it was in Standard. The Abzan Rights decks. This is their best turn to play was to set everything up with a Mulch, make sure they hit their land drops, and it's going to be the same for me. So
yeah, card's sweet.
I'm going to do a lot of self milling here between Mulch, Egon,
Flip side of it.
old stick fingers like that. There's just a ton of weird self-mill cards here. See if I can stock my graveyard with a bunch of creatures and make the synergies work. But I suspect that at the end of this, there will be things that I've liked about this deck and things that I didn't like.
Same. And honestly, the removal spell, that's a really good idea. Playing some grass, that is perfect with Scourge. So that's probably, I was like, I want one really good go-to removal spell that can deal with anything. Well, I guess I did do that, but I think that works well a little bit better with the theme. So yeah, Ross, you're right on that one, that's for sure. But
weird. I'm good at building synergy-driven monocolored aggro decks.
yes, exactly. And I am not. But I think this deck looks pretty sweet, and we'll see if Mono Black can join the ranks of Mono White and Mono Green to be like an actual player in Standard. There is powerful cards there, so there really is some opportunity to do so. It's just we haven't seen it yet.
And I saw people playing a Mono Black, more aggressive deck in
I
the
did too.
Arena
I was starting to see it. Yep, I was starting to see that too.
It was more in best of one because it was good against the other aggro decks.
Yeah, I was starting to see that as well. So who knows? And Skyclave Shade is one of the cards that it's incredibly good. Okay. How's your hand?
It is good. I will be keeping.
Yeah, mine's pretty decent as well. I'm in.
Okay, I'm going to lead on the Throne of Death.
Okay. It was slightly awkward. All right, I'm going to play Agadeem's Tapped, and I'll pass to you.
Upkeep, mill a card.
Okay.
Then I will play a Reclusive Taxidermist.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Okay, I have a Jadar, and I'll get a comp zombie, and I'll pass to you.
Upkeep, mill a card.
These the decayed ones? Okay.
I'm going to start with a Mulch.
Okay.
So top 4. Okay, I got at least at 1 land, and I'm actually up to 4 creatures. So.
Wow, so you have a 4/4 already?
Yep.
Wow.
I'll play a Forest and another Taxidermist.
Oh my god.
2 4/4s. You're up.
Wow. I'm scared. I'm quite scared. All right, well, I have a Fell Stinger. I'll sack this and...
You go to 18.
18, I'll draw some cards. Draw 2, get this back, and I'll pass to you. I'm scared.
Okay, mill a card.
Okay. I at least have one blocker for one of these, maybe. But that was a pretty nice one. Having Fell Stinger after Jadar or Morbid Opportunist to get those things going, I like that. I like that a lot.
Okay, I think I will attack for... Don't really know how I want to do this, to be honest.
Okay.
I could just play very defensively. That actually does seem pretty good because it's going to have Menace here.
I don't like whatever you're saying there. That's scary.
Though you've got all those 2-drops, so I probably shouldn't rely on this card sticking around.
Okay. Oh, you're Planeswalker?
I could also just play both of these this turn.
All right, make a play.
Just have so many options.
Options?
Options. Attack for 4.
Yeah, I'll block.
Then I will play a Cemetery Prowler, exile your creature.
Okay.
And play Darkbore Pathway, play Skyclave Shade.
Spicy. Okay.
Pass the turn. It's a little awkward because if I attack with both Taxidermists and you just don't trade, then I can't play both things.
Yeah. I'll attack.
Block.
Okay.
It's a free attack, so...
All right, yeah, you didn't go down to 4 creatures,
Yeah,
right?
because I put one in.
All right, I'm gonna play the 5/6. I get a zombie. Pass to you.
So this is a
Just a 5/6 for 4 mana flyer. Quite large. You get some blood whenever you cast some stuff. And I'm gonna hope for the best.
Yeah, that's pretty awkward.
Yeah, it's a big creature. It's a large one.
Okay, I'm gonna play a Willow Geist.
Okay.
Get a blood token.
Yep.
And see, it gets pumped for each blood token I control
No.
when it attacks, right?
Gets
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it is. Okay.
So I'm exactly right.
You're exactly right. Yes, Ross.
Yeah, I can't really attack into that thing, so I'll pass.
Okay. I'm gonna draw. Wow.
Also, Ross, Jim wants me to tell you that your deck is sweet.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Okay, so I could just. You don't have any secret reach, right?
No secret reach.
So I definitely have options here. I think I probably want to be pretty defensive here for at least one more turn and hope. I mean, you probably just want to exile a creature and draw a card, I assume. Which is cute. But I'm gonna play a Morbid Opportunist.
Yep.
I will attack.
Walk.
Okay, dies, draw a card.
Yep. Not much I can do about that.
And now I can play what I just drew, or that. Yeah, this isn't a very good card to play. Anyways, so yeah, I'll play an Eye Twitch, and I'll pass to you and get a token.
On your end step, I will exile Taxidermist, get a counter on the Willow Geist, and draw a
Yep,
card.
spicy. Okay.
Then I will activate this blood token,
Okay.
discard a Cemetery Prowler,
Okie dokie. Pass to you.
upkeep, mill a card. Oh, I wanted that one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Okay. I will Infernal Grasp the Purveyor.
Okay, I'll draw a card.
Yeah, it puts me to 18. I'll get a blood token.
Okay, draw. Not a good one.
I guess I should have cast other things first, but then I will give a 1/3, a 1/1, and a 1/1.
Yep.
And how many creatures are in my graveyard right now? I have 5, so I can exile 1 with Prowler in order to grow the Geist. So yeah, I will attack with my 4 creatures and exile, let's say a Stick Fingers, just to give myself options. Counter here.
Okay, and so this is still a 4/4, right?
Yes.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna take this opportunity to, I guess, yeah, you don't have 3 mana available, huh?
No.
Yeah, okay, I guess I'll triple block that.
I'll put the Opportunist first.
Okay.
So you take 4, 7, 10.
Yep.
Puts you to 8.
8.
Second main, I will cast an Old Stick Fingers for 1, since it costs 1 less from the Prowler.
Okay.
So I mill until I hit a creature. There's a Willow Geist.
Okay.
And it's equal number of creature cards. That's 2, 3. It's a 6/6 right now.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Scary.
I'm just going to put this here for a number of creatures in my graveyard,
Okay.
since I have several cards that care about that.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a 6/6, huh?
Yep. Just a 6/6, you know.
Just a friendly neighborhood 6/6. All right. Well, I probably should have did this last turn. Anyways, I'm gonna play another Bloodveil Purveyor,
Okay.
and I'm gonna play a Shambling Ghast, and pass to you.
Okay. Upkeep, I'll mill a card.
Okay.
Another creature, so we're up to 7.
Okay.
Draw for turn.
Sure. Yeah, deck's sweet. I like it. Old Stick Fingers is a messed up card. It really is.
Off of what?
Who gains life?
Oh, yeah, when the Geist dies, I gain life Gilded's power.
Oh,
So
okay.
I should have gained 3. I should be at 21.
Okay.
Yep, thanks,
My
chat.
Scourge get even worse, that's for sure.
So it's going to be a little awkward, but I should be fine. Oh, it's actually going to be much more awkward. Okay. Yeah, that's more awkward than I want it to be.
Okay.
I guess I will just get in for 7.
Okay. I'll block with Eye Twitch.
Yep.
Learn.
Probably getting a removal spell.
Yeah, I gotta get Necrotic Fumes. Pretty good one with Jadar.
Yep. And I will simply pass the turn.
Okay.
These Blood Vial Purveyors just being big
They are
is a
large.
problem.
They are definitely large. Okay, so now I got a kind of a sweet little play. I am going to... I think I'm still probably going to have to just leave it back, but... All right, I'm going to play Henrika.
Sure.
And then I'm going to go to beginning combat on my turn. I'm going to choose each player sacrifices a creature.
I'll sack the Skyclave Shade.
Okay, I'll sack this to get a treasure,
Yep.
and then I'll use that treasure, and I'm going to Necrotic Fumes this, getting rid of this. Exile that, and then pass to you.
Okay, on your end step, let's exile a Death Bonnet Sprout.
Okay.
Draw a card.
Sure.
Then I will use this blood token, discarding Reclusive Taxidermist.
Okay. Pass to you.
Upkeep mill a card.
Yep.
So that's 2 more creatures. I'm at 9.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta figure out how I want to play all of this turn.
I'm scared. Cemetery Prowler with Old Stick Finger is pretty nice. An X creature, so that you just get to, if you have 3 things exiled, just Old Stick Fingers for 3 for 2 mana.
Yep.
It's pretty spicy.
Well, I will Old Stick Fingers for 2 for 3 mana.
Okay.
There's 1 creature. There's another one.
Okay. It's a large stick finger.
All Infernal Grasp the Purveyor.
Uh-oh.
Got a second blood token. I'll go to 19.
Yep.
And then I can attack for 7, and I will exile your. I'm trying to think about.
Agademes.
Agadeem. So I guess we'll hit a Purveyor.
Okay.
Try to get them both over these 2 turns.
Yeah, I think I'm quite dead.
So I'm attacking for 7.
I'll block your biggest one.
So you block the 4, you take 3, go to 5.
Yep.
I'll pass the turn.
All right. Well. It's not good.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Why?
I should have only milled for 1. I forgot the Skyclave Shades only cost 1
Yeah,
because of Prowler, which is really sweet.
that is really
Yeah, I
sweet,
should have
too.
just done Stick Fingers for 1 for 2 mana, and then recast a Shade that turn.
I mean, now they cost 2 less, right? Since you attacked.
no, it's if they share a type with something exiled.
Oh, it's only 1.
yeah,
huh?
yeah,
Oh,
you
okay,
can't get
okay, okay.
you don't get double up.
They
for
don't
each.
stack.
No. So right now, all I've exiled is creatures.
Well, and you're at 19. I'm at 5.
Yep, that's what I have.
Okay. Well, I guess
And Old Stick Fingers is an 11/11.
11, huh? I think I'm just dead, but
There's a lot going on in my deck.
there is a lot going on. I will. I'm gonna draw a card and lose a life.
You go to 4.
All right, I'm dead. I just have a lot of stuff that is not gonna line up very well here. Yeah, that was sweet. That was really sweet.
Yeah, I think the games where you have turn 1 Throne of Death, it really just juices your graveyard so much.
And I totally think I misplayed. The turn after I played Blood Veil Ambusher, I should have just attacked with that, just played another one. And instead I was trying to get the card advantage, expecting a long game, but I should have tried to close against you, because I think you're winning the long game, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, that was sweet. That was sweet.
Yeah.
I liked what I was doing, but I really liked what you were doing. Okay, so Rob, you got any questions while we shuffle up for our second pre-board game?
A lot of hype for that deck.
Yeah, I
Honestly,
like
more
it.
than one of the questions right now.
It's a spicy one. Nissa makes a 8/8 or something. What does Nissa even do anymore?
Yeah, I had it in my hand. I was never casting it. So
Yeah.
it starts on 4. It +1s to untap a land you control and make it a 3/3 with menace and haste until end of turn. And it -5s to zombify a creature with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control.
Okay.
And then has landfall, put a loyalty counter on it.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about turns where I would get multiple Old Stick Fingers onto the battlefield. Then I remembered it's legendary, and it's like, yeah, we shouldn't do that.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Okay, I'm going to go first this game. And we'll see if I can give you the beatdowns. Scourge was going to maybe do some sweet stuff because, kicking that card is pretty insane.
Yeah, until I went up to 21 life.
Yes, that was a factor. Okay, I like my hand. I'm excited. I'm going to keep.
5, 6, 7. I like my hand too.
Go.
I will play Forest, Death Bonnet, Sprout.
Okay. Beginning of your upkeep, it does it,
Yeah.
right? Okay, I have a... Graph Reaver. Pass to you.
Don't want to exploit.
I'm not going to exploit, no.
Okay. Oh, that is not the card I wanted to mill.
Yeah.
Okay. I will play a Throne of Death
Okay.
and pass the turn.
Okay. All right, so I take 1.
Yeah.
19. That's interesting. Okay, I'll attack for 3.
17.
17. And then I will take 3. And
16.
I'll play a Scourge. Pass to you.
3/3 Scourge.
Yep.
Okay. I'm always going to order these triggers so the Throne happens first. This
Okay.
that's better for Sprout.
It's like 3 of them.
Yeah, you have to have
Okay.
3. So it's not going to happen this turn.
Sure.
But in case it
Still pretty
happens
cool.
next turns. 17 for me.
For you.
16 for
I'm
Corey.
at 16. Yep.
Draw.
Yep.
So it's a 3/3 Scourge.
Yep.
And a Deathcap Glade. Don't think you have a way to deal me any direct damage.
Prob's not.
Kind of afraid of removal, but Cemetery Prowler.
Okay.
Exile the Infernal Grasp, so my later ones cost less.
Okay.
Don't want to exile creatures until the Sprout triggers or transforms, and I'll pass the turn.
All right.
So I got a 3/4 against 2 3/3s.
Yeah, I don't love that.
You take 1, go to 15.
Yep. A draw.
It's a little awkward though. If you attack with both, if I block the Scourge, I won't eat it.
Yeah.
But
true,
I can
huh?
just block here. Your Scourge will get really big, but you'll have thrown away a Graph Reaver to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Could also go like this and trade Sprout for Scourge.
Yeah, I think instead I'm going to be sad.
I like sadness from you,
Yeah, that
specifically from you.
from me. Yeah, that did kind of do a number to me, I must say. Let's see. I'm gonna play this. I just don't know what I want to do with the modes. It's definitely not transform. So yeah, I'm not gonna be able to attack. I could just get Graph Reaver out of here. But it's also awkward if I ever decide to attack and gain some life. That's pretty awkward as well, but I don't want a Graph Reaver to just hang around. So yeah, let's each sack a creature.
Okay, I'm gonna sack the Sprout.
Okay, and then I'll pass to you.
So upkeep only mill 1.
Yep.
Draw.
Yeah, I should probably have Grasp in the main. That would have been insane that turn. Grasp, go down to 13, attack, put you down to like 11. All of a sudden, this is just a 7/7. Like, the game would have just been completely different. So, yep, I should be playing that card.
Yep. Okay. I am gonna cast a Mulch.
Okay.
Oof.
It'll land on the last one again?
And yeah.
Nice,
Two more
nice.
creatures there. So now we got 4.
Okay.
I'm going to attack with Prowler, exile Mulch.
Okay. So I can double block, and you get to kill either one. You probably still kill my 4-drop. That would make a lot of sense. But I don't think I mind that too much. Yeah, I'll double block.
I will kill the 4-drop.
Okay.
Now we're up to 5.
Okay.
And then I will play a 5/5.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
All right. Old Stick Fingers is nice. Okay. I have a Skyclave Shade, and then I'll sack this and go
Pretty
to
good.
13 and draw some magic cards, and I'll pass to you.
Upkeep mill card.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a Skyclave Shade.
Not bad, not bad.
Oh, this is going to be sweet. I'm going to play Nissa.
Okay.
I'm going to play a Swamp, get it up to 5.
Okay.
I'm going to -5 on Cemetery, Prowler, exile your Skyclave Shade, and then cast mine.
Not bad. Not bad. I like that.
Because now it's cost 1 less.
Yeah.
It does make my Stick Fingers a 4/4, but I wasn't attacking with it this turn anyway.
Yeah, that was gas.
Yeah, that was a sweet turn. And then I'll pass.
Okay. All right, I have a decent turn as well, but it was going to be a little better with my Shade. So I have a Morbid Opportunist, and then another Fell Stinger. Sack this, draw 3 cards, lose 2.
So you're at 11.
Yep, and then draw 3. Pass to you.
Upkeep mill. Draw. I will attack with the Skyclave Shade.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Brings you to 8.
Yep.
Second main, I'll cast Mulch.
Okay.
Get 2 lands this time. Also put a Ghoul Caller's Harvest in the graveyard.
Okay. What does that do again?
I create X 2/2 decay zombies.
Where X is how many died?
Half the number of creatures in my graveyard.
Oh, okay, okay.
Rounded
Like
up.
down. Okay, rounded up. Okay.
And 1, 2, yeah, I still only have the 4 creatures.
Okay.
But that's fine. I hit the land I wanted. I'll play a Swamp. I will play a Skyclave Shade for my hand.
Okay.
And I will pass the turn.
All right. All on top. Draw. Okay. I'm going to play land. I'm going to attack for 3.
No blocks. I go to 14.
Okay, then I
This is
will
getting sacrificed to something.
maybe. I'll play Eye Twitch.
Sure.
And I'll play Fell Stinger. Sack Eye Twitch.
Okay.
I'll go to 6. I'll draw 3 cards.
Yep.
And then I'll learn Pest Summonings. And I'll play that, get 2 pests. And I'll pass to you.
End step. I'm
Draw a
gonna-
card?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's exile one of the old stick fingers.
Okay.
Down to 3 creatures in my graveyard somehow. Draw a card.
Okay.
Upkeep on mill.
Sure.
There is an old Ruststeins. We're up to 4 again. Draw
Roll the
for turn.
Rustaroo. Okay.
Okay. How do I want to play this turn?
A lot of interesting things going on, that's for sure. On both sides.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff.
And you still have a million cards in hand.
Yeah, and I'm going to keep drawing with Morbid Opportunist, that's for sure.
You have 6, right?
I have 5.
5. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's get in with the shades.
I'm going to block with... I'll block with these 2. 1 on each. I just draw 1 card.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Just wondering why we're setting it up that way. Probably an Agadeem's Awakening.
Who knows?
It's probably Agadeem's Awakening, which is going to be really good. But yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I'll gain a life, and then
2,
I'll
7.
draw a card.
Yep.
Yep, 7, draw.
I will play Dark Boar Pathway.
Okay. What you got? Got the
I
goods?
will fully kick an Inscription of Ruin.
What does that do again?
I'm going to destroy Morbid Opportunist, Mind Rot you, and rebuy Death Bonnet Sprout.
Okay. Discard those. Opportunist dies, and yeah, you got that.
And then I'll pass the turn.
Okay. I'm gonna untap a draw. That's pretty good. Gonna play a Shambling Geist.
Yep.
Agadeem's for 4. And I'll hit 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, Agadeem's probably a pretty good call in this deck. You're
Yeah.
right. Okay, and then beginning of upkeep, I will
Combat, yeah.
sacrifice this to each player's sacks.
I'll sack the.
I'm gonna give it negative before the ability goes off. So you have to sack one of those.
Each player sacrifices a creature.
Yeah, I'm gonna sack this, give it negative with the ability on the stack. Ability stacks, the negative goes first, and then you sack a creature. Yeah.
No, this is all part of one ability. Each player chooses a creature and sacrifices it. Then that ability will go.
Oh yeah. You're right. Okay,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah. you don't get everything.
That would have been insane, right? Actually, okay. Sorry, I'm gonna redo this then.
Sure.
Instead, I'm gonna go I'm going to bring back Fail Stringer instead of this, and I'm going to sack this to give that negative and draw 2.
Sure.
So then I'll go to 5. I only draw 2 because no Morbid Opportunist. And then upkeep, we sack a creature. And I'm going to sack... suppose just this, gain a life. Go to 6. And then I'll attack with some stingers.
I will go to 8.
Okay, past you.
Yeah.
That was a turn. All right, I think you were right about Academ's Awakening. That's a card I should play.
So Ross, I was supposed to tell you that you missed 2 counters on the Prowler that you got from the Nissa, apparently? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. The Nissa gives it 2 counters. God,
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's too much going on.
Yeah. To be fair, I had a lot of Death Touch. You weren't really able to attack into that, but yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Your deck does a lot.
Yeah, I don't think it would have made a difference in the game.
I don't think so either, but still, there is a lot going on. And holy crap, I should have played more Agademes and that removal spell, and then this deck looks really sweet too.
Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just did a lot of this very wrong. Yeah, I'm just dead in this
Yeah,
game.
I think, you should have had some Skyclaves last turn with the sack things, but wow.
Yeah, I should have had Skyclaves on my battlefield that turn.
Yeah.
And just saved all my removal till after the Agadeem's Awakening, of course.
Yeah.
And I should have just been trying to set up one big Ghoul Color's Harvest to finish you off in one turn.
Yeah, you should have. Both our decks, honestly, were firing at pretty high levels both games, and one of us ran away with it each time, which is pretty sweet. I mean, that's saying a lot.
That's what I should have done. I should have made that attack still.
Okay.
Like had you trade, play land 7, play Ghoul Color's Harvest while the Shades are in my graveyard, then play both Shades. And then just pass with with a huge board and 2 removal spells in hand.
Because then I don't have much sacrificing I can do towards you. Like, I get to attack with the Death Toucher still, but
Then I just have 2 removal spells in my hand, and I'm like, yeah, your board is big, but I might be able to just kill you.
You might be able to. Yeah, this is pretty sick, y'all.
I think I would have won that game if I just made that play.
We're kind of doing it today. These decks are all sweet. One pad on each back for us, but we are going to take a short break. We got 1 game left to go, running a little short on time, so we'll be right back here with sideboarding here on Versus Live.
Welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Golgari Graveyard and Mono Black Sacrifice. On my side of things, we're going to have to take away from the Graveyard engine to some degree to do some sideboarding. I like Scavenger to give myself a flyer, so I'm not forced to kill every flyer that you play.
Yeah.
All of yours were really threatening, and this can also break board stalls. A little bit of extra removal for the same purpose. And then the card that I have surmised is the worst of my payoff cards, I believe, is Reclusive Taxidermist. Mm-hmm. It's just a body. Yeah. You get a little ramp, a little mana fixing, but with Mulch, you actually have some mana fixing just because you find more lands.
Yep.
So it's sort of part of the mana base. And then Nissa hasn't really been that nice. I had that one cool turn with it. But that was more the power of Cemetery Prowler than anything.
If that was a Cemetery Prowler, it would have been much better than Nissa.
Yeah. I think we can effectively trim the Nissa. Usually, this card's not as good in aggressive matchups. Yeah. There's a much better card against control decks.
Agreed.
Where they're not threatening it, so trim that as well.
So from my end, you'll see in your sideboard on Cardboard Live, there's just Blood Chief's Thirst over this, but Ross makes a great point. This is a much better card, especially when I have Scourge of the Skyclave. So we're going to make that exchange there and bring in 4 Infernal Grasps. Probably should just be in the main. Realistically, I tend to really want to see the synergies of a deck, and I don't put too much removal index to really try out the things. But back in the real world, you're going to need some removal. So we'll bring in these. I'm going to try Loth as well. I don't know if it's actually a good card in this matchup, but if I'm able to control the battlefield, it seems like it could be good. We're going to take out Skyclave Shades. You're able to exile them. Plus, you have really big bodies to block, so they're not very good in my deck. I'm going to take out 1 Jodar because if you ever draw 2, it's really bad. And then on the draw, going to take out 2 Graph Reavers just so I don't get in a spot where you actually are just beating me down and I'm all of a sudden playing a really bad creature that's killing me. But so we'll see. But either way, these are some cool decks today. I love this show. This is nice.
Yeah, I'm very happy with how the Graveyard deck played in those first couple games.
I think both of our middle decks are like the okay ones. It's like, yours was okay. Mine is just kind of a werewolf theme, where I think the new cards like Prowler in that deck were just actively bad. So I think I just made my deck a little bit worse by trying out some of the new cards. But deck 1 and 3 for both of us, I like a lot.
We're doing some cool things.
All right, so final game of Versus Live. We're going to take one question from Rob, and then we're going to get going.
No question, but sarcastic comment.
Okay, we like those.
Brennan would like you to know, Corey, that if Ross had talked to him about how to build a deck, you wouldn't have a chance.
Wouldn't have a chance, yeah, because I believe that's what happened with his deck Tuesday, right? It was a very close 4-0 in my favor, Brennan. A very close 4-0. A gentleman's 4-0, if you will.
I will be keeping my hand.
All right. I'm going to draw. Oh, no. Those aren't lands. Nope. Can't keep this one. Could be a nice Corey keep for 1 land on the draw. Would have hit, but it wouldn't have been that good. My first play, just Scourge of the Skyclave into the bin. Go.
Not the best.
Not ideal, so I'll ship this one.
Does Brennan have a witty comeback?
Actually, as you said that, yes. He said, no, Ross got mana screwed with 29 mana sources, but seems to be doing fine here with just 21.
I don't know. It seemed like bad deck building on my part, or on Brennan's part here for Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's all I noticed. I think you played flawlessly. I think you got equally, like, you drew stuff when you needed to. It was just the deck that let you down.
And Corey would never compliment me like that if he wasn't telling the truth.
Exactly. I'm only the truth teller here. All right, let's try this again. Oh, this looked like a keeper. It's not a good one, but I will keep. And I don't have the card that goes well with Agadim, so I'm just going to put that on the bottom, and let's do it.
Okay, I will start on a Throne of Death.
Okay. I have a swamp. Pass to you.
Keep mill.
Yep, I need a good draw.
I will play a Skyclave Shade.
Okay.
Pass.
That was not it. Pass the turn.
Keep mill.
Okay.
Attack for 3.
17.
I wanted to draw those lands. I didn't have a third, but I drew a mulch.
Okay, same
Let's see if I
thing.
can get 2 lands off a mulch.
Here comes the no lands. Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh, that's a good clip. That's a good clip there, Rob.
You're up.
Oh, that was funny. Surprisingly, I don't think you're in that bad of a shape, though, because my draw is not good. I'm going to play this, and I'm seriously questioning if I just want to draw cards, but that seems so bad, so I'm not going to, but I'll pass to you.
Keep mill, of course.
Okay, yep, and no land.
Yep.
Whenever you're playing a game where you can experience variance, you're in trouble. 14.
I will play a Willow Geist.
Okay.
Pass.
The Willow. Okay, not a bad card there. Gonna play a land. Got a lot of options. Take a peek at this for no reason whatsoever. Okay. I don't know. It's all contextual to what you have in your hand, of course.
It's 4 spells.
4 spells have been declared. Okay, I'm going to play this card. I'm going to draw and lose a life.
Brings you to 13.
Yep. And, yeah, I'll attack.
I'm at 17.
Pass to you. Yep.
Finally didn't mill a land.
Okay, that's good. And still didn't hit a land.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, God, no.
Back for 3.
Okay, I'll take it.
You're 10.
10, yep.
And I'll play a Death Bonnet Sprout
Okay.
and pass the turn.
All right. We like that. Okay, so I am going to... Everything is better with Death Bonnet on it. Okay, then let's go with... I'm going to transform. Transform... Oh, I guess I want to play... No, I guess I don't want to play that. Okay, then I'll attack.
No blocks.
Okay, take 6.
I go to 11, you go to 13.
Yep. And then second main, I'm going to play Bloodveil thing and Eye Twitch. Pass to you.
2 more giant flyers.
2 more giant flyer. You're calling Eye Twitch a giant flyer?
Yeah.
All right.
Has power.
Put spread on
That's
the
true.
stack, then throne, resolve throne.
Okay.
Obviously.
This has not been your day, buddy. This has not been your day.
Like, if I just got to play Egon on 3,
Oh, yeah. I be gone instead of you be Egon. Yeah, but instead
then I have to draw all these fucking... God.
you deserved a slip today, buddy. You earned that slip.
My opening hand was so good.
Wow. Yeah, I was just attacking for lethal, too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
8, 9. I mean, depending on how much blood you
I
acquire.
think this was my opening hand.
Yeah. Well, sorry, buddy. Your deck is super sweet, but you got punished. You got punished very hard. Not for anything in particular. You just... That hair is the man of someone who just did not draw a third land ever.
It's like the 5th time this week I've kept a 2-lander and not made a 3rd land drop.
This hasn't been your week, buddy. It has not been your week, I must say.
I know only a 21 land deck with mulch, like you're not going to hit a ton of lands every time, right?
Yeah,
But I hit 2 across 3 mulches. I think that's probably, so your average is what, 84 over 60, so
Yeah.
you're like 21 over 15.
It is
just
pretty
7
awkward.
over 5, so 1.4.
The one
would be
thing
your
about
average.
mulch that we never had to deal with in the past is the double face lands.
Yeah.
You know, so spell lands and mulch are not combos. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
And I'm
but
playing 3 Aghanim's Awakening. Okay,
Yeah.
so I guess Brennan reminded me I have 21, so I probably only have 18 lands. So I'm probably 72 over 60.
Brennan made that change, right? That's why you were land screwed, is his awful deck building.
If it's 72 over 60, that's 6 over 5, so 1.2. So I should draw an average 3.6 lands off those 3 mulches. I drew 2.
Not bad. Not bad.
Most of the time you're going to mulch and try to hit 1 land. Maybe mulch shouldn't be in this deck.
Maybe not. I mean, that kind of magic has, in my opinion, passed us by, where you just cast something not affecting the battlefield, not adding to the battlefield, and just cantripping. Like, I mean, Opt being the most recent one, where it's just magic, you just have to be affecting the battlefield or you fall too far behind. So I generally think those style of things fall into that same category, but that's the best cantrip like effect.
Yeah.
That's also helping out your deck. Like, the thing is, you're affecting it in the sense that you're flipping your sprouts, you're getting Skyclaves there, you're helping out old stick fingers. That card looked insane, by the way. That was the card. That was the card of the deck that really made it look good. And honestly, I think, that 2-mana bear thing, I feel like you just have to keep that card in, just to help out with your mana base, but maybe not. Maybe not.
It feels like there's something powerful going on here.
Yes,
but there's
I agree.
There's a lot of options for what to play.
So would you say you have to massage the numbers a little bit on that one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
a lot of number massaging.
What was your favorite deck? It doesn't have to be just yours or just mine. What was your favorite deck throughout the day?
Right here.
Yeah. I think that was my second favorite, and my favorite is just the Izzet deck. I think that was awesome. But yeah. But I suppose that's going to do it for us. We're pretty much at the end. You want to thank some subs, Rob, and we're going to thank some sponsors, and we're going to head on out of here.
All right, got a couple subs today. Skiffy resubscribed for 5 months, and Zarka for 27 months. Thank you to both of them and all of our other subs.
Yes, thank you for that support. If you'd like to support Star City Games in another way, you can join SCG Premium. $7.99 a month will get you access to exclusive content from our wonderful staff of content creators, as well as some other perks, which are 5% off of sealed product, 10% off of singles, and 15% off of supplies. So head on over to starcitygames.com/join-premium and sign up today.
And if you like some of the new cards we were playing with and you want to own them yourself, maybe without the preview card aspect, and you want to pre-order some individual cards, maybe to buy Ross's deck, maybe to fill out the cards for my Izzet Dragon deck, or if you just want to buy some booster boxes, you can pre-order Crimson Vow already by going to starcitygames.com/previews to check out individual cards or sealed product.
Yeah, next order of business is selling cards. Great way to pick up a little extra cash to buy the new cards that you need with Paper Magic returning, and the process has never been easier because there's so many ways to do it. You can use the buy list feature on the website. You can mail your cards into SCG and let them do the work for you. You can make an appointment and come into the store to do your business in person. And if your collection is big enough, you can make an appointment and have Star City Games come to you. So pick whichever option works best for your situation. And always keep in mind that when trading cards into Star City Games for store credit, you will get a 30% bonus on that trade-in.
And I mean, honestly, that's the thing you got to do. Do the store credit if you plan on buying cards again. You get that huge bonus. Like, we both did it to pay for our decks for the Envy, and I can't recommend it enough. That was...
I also did it to just reduce the amount of cards I own.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I did have just so many extra copies of things. So yeah, that cannot stress enough how nice that 30% bonus is when you're trading your cards. So next order of business is the sale that we got going on. We added a bunch of promo cards to Star City Games' inventory. So if you want to pick up some, really cool promos, Cryptic Commands, Mutavaults, I know those were the bulk of the ones that I had. I had so many of them.
Yeah.
So many of them.
I think the most I had were Gristlebrand's.
Oh, Great Grand Gristlefather.
I was a lot of Gristlebrand's, a lot of Batterskulls, a lot of Progenituses that weren't worth very much, but Gristlebrand's and Batterskull had to be the two highest.
Yeah, those are nice ones. So if you want to pick up some promo cards or any other kind of promos, if you really like those kind of cool alternate art
Plenty
stuff.
of Gristlebrand's in stock right now.
A lot of Mutavaults and Cryptic Commands as well. I can guarantee that one. So check that out. Go to starcitygames.com/sale if you want to check that out. Now remember, the sale does end Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. So get that order in over the weekend, and then we'll be doing another sale starting next week.
Yeah. And last but not least, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Coalesce Apparel. If you like the shirts that we wear, you can find their entire collection of t-shirts, hoodies, and stickers at coalesceapparel.shop. And be sure to use the gift code SCG when checking out to get 10% off of your purchase there.
I like the Golos. I especially
it's
like...
one of my favorites.
I think the fabric is like extra soft or something. Like, I don't know why. These ones are... They're all nice, but like, I really like this one.
And I really like the color on that one. That's one of my favorites.
I think that's my favorite design. I prefer the South Beach one, but like, I mean, you just can't beat a good old Wu reference. I'll be just walking around the street and be like, yeah, nice Wu-Tang shirt. And then I remember somebody was walking by my street and they're like, dude, nice Wu-Tang shirt. And I'm like, actually, it's the 5 Colors of Magic. And he's like, I'm done talking to you, and just left. And I'm like, all right. I was like, that guy doesn't play Magic.
I like Golos. I like the Vitruvian Man, and I like the evolution into Oko.
Yeah, and NBA Jam shirts, which we haven't received yet.
Cedric, come on.
I own an NBA Jam machine. I mean, come on. We jam all the time. We need those. I like those ones a lot, though, too. Those
I went undefeated over Invitational Weekend at NBA Jam, by the way.
I might have played. I don't know. We'll see. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. It was a super fun weekend, or a fun week exploring Crimson Vow, doing a little bit of celebrating with our trophies on Tuesdays was pretty fun as well. So overall, a really great week. Next week, you best believe we're going to be exploring some more Crimson Vow action, maybe diving into some older formats, maybe just doing standard. We haven't really decided yet, but we best believe before you get access to the cards on Thursdays, we're going to try to give you some ideas for some fun stuff to play, some good decks to craft, so you don't have to, be crafting, Brennan DeCanio's deck when then you just realize it's awful. So we want to make sure to give you good Golgari decks, good Izzet decks, and stuff like that to be able to play and actually do some winning when it comes to getting your hands on those cards on Thursday.
Wait,
so
that was actually the goal of this? We were supposed to win matches?
No. We were supposed to give them decks that they could go win matches with. So you did fine, buddy.
Okay.
You did completely fine. So that's going to do it for us, for Rob, for Ross Merriam. I'm Corey Baumeister. We'll see you Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Bye-bye.